ESPN.com/smalls.
Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
ESPN New York. Now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2 New York. Don.
I had never seen holes like that before.
Hahn.
I'm not comfortable touching it. No.
And Rosenberg.
I'm not breastfeeding.
No,
but I
that's
have.
too bad.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
3 o'clock in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on another gorgeous Thursday afternoon. Peter's out on assignment. Just me, Alan, and you. Until 7 o'clock. And how you doing, buddy? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good. Feeling real good. That's a very important first step, no question about it. That's an impressive game. And you know, Don, we keep saying it's like what will prove it? Like each game you're just waiting for, all right, this is it. All right, this is it. You're waiting for that. And every time I keep saying this team's hard to kill. Like that game was going the wrong way fast so many different times. And yet this team, but whether it's Jalen Brunson as the closer, Josh Hart as the just rip your heart out rebounds, Karl Anthony Towns in his matchup with Wembanyama, there's just so many things about this team that just make you shake your head. And then when you walk away from that game, when you turn off the television, when you me, I walking out onto 7th Avenue after that game, and you just go, like, this freaking team, they are on a mission. They're on a mission, Don. And all you had to do was look at his face, look in his eyes as he left the court, walked down the tunnel. ABC's following him with the camera, and he had this stoic look on his face, just as if he's just on a mission. And there's still 3 more to go.
This is a guy and a team that is playing like they've got something to prove. That they've listened to every slight, they've heard every criticism, and they're trying to stick it to everybody that's not a Knicks fan. That's the way they seem to be playing, right? Led by Brunson. Now, it wasn't a particularly well-played game by either team. A lot of missed shots, and I text the thread during. We may see a playoff game here where neither team scores 100 points.
Well, the Spurs missed 100 for the first time in the playoffs,
and badly. I mean, there was a lot of opportunities for both teams, but down 14 again was kind of a mini version of Game 1 against Cleveland.
That's
not
right.
as many points, but again, you've got to kill this team. The Spurs didn't. It looked like they didn't have the legs, and I know Wemby was a little banged up. He got rolled there. I guess it was in the third quarter, right? Early in the third quarter, came
That's
back.
Right. Yep.
Whether that had anything to do with just not, the greatest of nights for him. But again, I think the Knicks did a tremendous job defending him and just knowing instinctively once he had to leave the game, that's where they shrunk the 14-point deficit down to nothing. Because now the whole paint was open and the Knicks were able to take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
But 12 straight wins. It's incredible. It's real, and the Knicks fans know this because they're the ones that are all confident and feel like they can't be stopped. But they are just proving everybody wrong, and they'll have another slight because they'll be a dog again tomorrow, going into that game too. So it's all around them. The disrespect that Brunson has felt pretty much since being a Knick, too small. He's just a Robin. All those things. It feels like it's been vacuumed up by this team, and they're using it against all comers.
It's the preparation. It's how they just have been. But you're so right. They got a chip on their shoulder. They were saying it this morning. It's actually, you ever think about it, New York is never an underdog. But when they are, they're a gritty underdog. And it almost feels like that represents the city more than the glitz and glamour type teams, right? Even though this is a glitz and glamour type city, it's a big, wealthy city. For the most part, when it comes to, you think New York City, you think, big, tall skyscrapers and Wall Street and all that. But you don't realize that for the most part, this is a gritty, blue-collar, hard-working city. And that's what this team is. And as much as, Brunson and him fighting through what looked like painful things that happened to him early in the game from the knee to the ankle, On top of it being physically just beaten up, not getting to the free throw line, not making shots. But yet there's something about the heart he's got that he doesn't give in. And that corner three he hit by getting an offensive rebound, tap back, down 1, under 2 minutes to go. They lose that possession. Who knows how the game goes? But he makes that little extra effort play and then goes, he's 1 for 8 from 3. But Don catches the ball. Bridges finds him. He's in the corner right in front of the Spurs bench, buries it. As if he was 8 for 8, not 1 for 8. Like there's that kind of mental toughness. We always were wondering about this Knicks team. And always asking about, when they lost Hartenstein, they lost DiVincenzo, they really aren't tough. They traded away Randall, who was a tough guy. You brought in Towns. Towns is not really known to be a tough guy. I don't know if this team really has that toughness. We kept talking about toughness with this team. Is there any question about this team's toughness now?
No.
There's not physical toughness you got to worry about. It's the mental toughness. You can't break them. That's where they are right now. This is the last dragon. This is Bruce Leroy. That's who Brunson is. He's got the glow. He knows it. And once that team realized what they can be, that's it. There's nothing else to think about. Now just go out and win. And anytime a team has them on the ropes, how are these teams not learning? You better knock them out because they will fight you to the very end. And you better have enough left in the tank if you're going to let them hang around. I was saying this as we're all watching on MSG. We're all together in the green room watching the game. And it was that third quarter, down 14, and you're seeing it slip. And I kept just saying, just keep it close. There's a young team. They just played 7-game series. Just keep it close. See what happens in that fourth quarter. And sure enough, they got it to a tie score at the end of the third quarter. A good close. And now it's 12 minutes to glory. And they just looked like a team that had more rest. And the Spurs and Wemby got tired. There was some pressure. It was a little back and forth. Wemby almost stole it. But there was just something about the mettle of this team that realized, you should have knocked us out. Should have knocked us out. And that's the feeling you get now when you watch this Knicks team. Is they are hard to kill. And I've said that many times, and they continue to prove it right. Whether it's Brunson and his toughness, Josh Hart getting every freaking rebound. Just game-breaking rebounding that he was doing, and his hustle plays after he lived through some of the foul trouble early on. And give credit to Karl Anthony Towns.
Yep. Because
he went toe-to-toe with Wembanyama. And he basically made Wembanyama realize you might have dominated the playoffs, but you played guys like Chet Holmgren, and you're playing like Rudy Gobert. You ain't played somebody like me yet. You didn't play Jokic, so you're playing me, and it's different because you got to guard me. And I didn't think he was going to do that, but he did, and that wore him down. So now here's the thing. Just like the conference finals, Don, the Knicks took a game that it didn't look like necessarily was going to go their way. But this time it was on the road. You have a chance now to really step on their throat in Game 2 because there's so much pressure on the Spurs now for Game 2.
Yeah.
That is as close to a must-win as you possibly can get for a young team that knows that they've got their hands full with a veteran group that just is playing like they know deep down it's our time.
And you talk about the grittiness. New York loves that. There's the reputation of New York being very cosmopolitan, like
right.
you said, but there's also a lunch pail to it that people really fall in love with teams like this.
Mm-hmm.
And even though that's the outward look of New York is, it's just a cosmopolitan town.
Right.
But it is a gritty town. It's a lunch pail town, and when there are teams that go about it the way the Knicks did, like the '86 Giants did, winning with defense. This was the first city that fell in love with defense.
That's right.
That appreciated defense.
That's where the chant originated.
That's
Giants
right.
games.
The proper pronunciation is defense. Whenever they talk about it in the military, it's always the defense budget. It's not defense budget.
Right.
It became defense because at Yankee Stadium, when the Giants didn't have the ball, the fans chanted defense, defense. And then it became a sports re-pronunciation of the word, and now everybody just calls it defense.
Do you know the
because
truth?
New York appreciated that.
The truth to that, because I wrote this in my Knicks book, not to make that sound really pretentious, but because I looked up the origin of it, because I was curious, because defense was with the two chords, that was a whole Madison Square Garden thing. And I wondered where did it originate from, and that's when I learned about how at Yankee Stadium, because those giant teams in the early 60s were just solid, great defensive teams, and the crowd loved it, so they started chanting it, wanting the defense to be out on the field. And when the Knicks teams in the late 60s, with Willis Reed and them boys, when they became like a defensive juggernaut, obviously a lot of Giants fans are also Knicks fans. They're at the Garden. So they started doing it in the Garden, and that's when the Garden organist was like encouraging it by adding the chords. And so that's how it became a Garden chant. But it was totally ripped from Giants fans who did it at Yankee Stadium, but it was Giants fans who went to Knicks games who brought it with them.
Right.
And it was a New York staple that then became really an NBA chant that you now hear in every arena in the league. But it is amazing that's really where it originated in New York, but not necessarily for basketball, but for football.
Not because we appreciate it, because defense back in the day was almost like adjacent to special teams. Like everybody, all the stars were on the offensive side, and then next thing you know, Sam Huff's on the cover of Time magazine, and we were the first city to really appreciate that side of the ball.
Yeah.
And you see it in basketball now. You hear the chants in really all sports when it comes to that, because it's appreciated far more. And it's not just Brunson. Listen, Brunson didn't shoot well either, and nobody shot well. It was Brick City for a lot of that game.
You're right.
But when it needed to be there, Brunson found it. I thought OG had some big shots. McBride, as you said, Cat, I thought was terrific in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really just another team effort. I know Brunson's getting most of the love, and rightly so, because most of his points came in that fourth quarter, and that corner three was just money.
Oh, my
That
goodness.
just changed everything.
Yeah.
But it was a complete team effort. I still would be careful of, continuing to fall behind. They didn't have to worry about the rest of the Cleveland series because they just took care of business. But it was kind of that typical game one. Knicks hadn't played in a while. Spurs, a lot of the younger guys never being in this situation before. I think the Spurs are going to counterpunch. But at this point, guys, embrace the madness. I know most Knicks fans have, but this is a terrific basketball team. They just are. And to push back a little bit, I guess, talking about their grit and you've got to kill them. But maybe teams just can't kill them because maybe the Knicks are just better. I know the regular season didn't dictate that, and I know there has been moments, we talked about it yesterday in the regular season and even that series against Atlanta, where, typical Knicks, what's wrong with them? Why are they going to blow this? But if you take out the history and just look at this 12-game winning streak, they're just better. Now, we'll see. There's still potentially 6 more games to play in the series and the minimum of 3 more where we could be proven wrong and the Spurs can rise back up. And I expect that we'll hear from them at some point. But embrace the madness, people. This team is, as advertised, they are one of, if not the best teams in the NBA. And this run is just absolutely ridiculous. 12 straight wins, 11 of the 12 in double digits. And the fact that they were able to do that, one of them in overtime, and the game last night that was pretty much in doubt for a lot of that fourth quarter, and yet still the better team late to be able to still win by double digits.
11
Incredible.
straight points to end the game, down 1. And it is amazing that it did end 10-point win, double-digit win, because they've now extended their own NBA record. No team has ever done this. 7 straight road wins in the playoffs, all by double figures.
No,
Like again, winning games in a row in the playoffs, okay. Winning 7 in a row on the road in the playoffs by double digits, that's unheard of. And so you can't now say weak East. Can't do it. Can't do it. Because you just took on the best team in the West and you won on their home court. Despite 48 minutes, a long time. Clearly, it's a long time. And this team just has that kind of, that toughness about them. Now, there's a story that's brewing.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of these things is if you notice Jalen Brunson during the game, along with he was really pissed off about early in the game he was getting manhandled, and he got Harrison Barnes flopped into his knee. Because they're going to say Shamet pushed him. Shamet didn't really shove him enough to make him fall. Barnes was trying to draw a foul. It was off the ball. It was like a little kind of like push, like a screen. And Barnes throws himself down on the floor to try to draw a foul, and he lands into Brunson's knee. Now, I imagine everybody listening, probably all of us, collectively held our breath. Like, no. We can't have this happen. Like, not a game one first. We can't even get out of the first quarter, and the star player is going to have this terrible knee injury. He's limping. He asks out of the game. So he goes out. Then he gets stepped on. His ankle gets stepped on the other foot. Now he's a mess. All that stuff was the beginning. He was frustrated with some of the officiating. But later in the game, he was doing a lot of pointing and talking. He had this look on his face like he was pissed off. And I'm like, what? Something got him pissed off. And then we're starting to see that there was a couple of people courtside. And Chris Haynes had the first story. Ian Begley had corroborated it. He has more on it. And I'm trying to get more information during the show. I'm going to see what I can get. But apparently 2 people courtside, Spurs fans, were jawing with Brunson. Now, I've seen him talk to fans all the time on the road. People will call him a flopper. They'll make fun of him. And he actually in Toronto one time after a game was over, when he lit up the Raptors, he went over and shook the guy's hand, and he kind of teased him and said, I really wasn't into the game until you started trash talking me. It got me fired up, so I appreciate it. But there was something different about this trash talk that Brunson was receiving courtside in San Antonio, because it felt like the face he was making was if it was very personal. And the NBA is looking into it. And there's a video circulating. You can see it's a man and a woman. And the fact that Brunson, after the game, went over again to them, and Scott Foster, the official, stepped in between and tried to don't do this. Then Jose Alvarado came over and grabbed them. A couple of you could tell there was something personal happening there, and Brunson was livid. So that's something to keep an eye on. And also just seeing that also could have lit a fire under Brunson to say, there's no freaking way I'm losing this game because of what these people said to me.
If the NBA is investigating it, it's not, hey, Brunson, your mom wears combat boots, right?
Yeah, right. No.
Obviously a line was crossed. And, I want to get into that too, especially the yo-yo that ran on the court late in the game too. And reports are that he has been obviously banned from every NBA arena for life. But I don't think he was there for basketball anyway. Just looking at, he was looking to get his 15 minutes, and that was accomplished. Should have been tackled. But just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings that same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play, so it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works, and when you bundle pest control with mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out. So that certainly is a story, and you hate to hear and see things like that. Just because you paid a bunch of money to sit courtside does not give you the right to say whatever you want. These yo-yos running on the court, he's got the phone in his hand. Dude, you're nobody, okay? Let's get that straight. You're nobody if that's what you have to resort to do to get people to pay attention to you. You have no talent, you have no life, you are nothing. And if you think that now makes you somebody, it makes you even lesser of a person. So I hope they throw the book at this kid, and I hope if certain things were said that are out of line, that they also get the book thrown at them. It's amazing how pompous and arrogant people can be when they've got a certain level of access that they think they can do whatever the hell they want to do. I know these athletes make a lot of money, and they live a life of privilege as well, but they should be allowed to go about their business and do their job without having to hear things or have, be threatened in the way. Somebody runs onto the court. You don't know. You don't know what this idiot's going to do.
No.
And nobody should have to go through that. And usually the policy is they move the camera away because everybody knows the reason they're doing it is to get the attention. But for whatever reason, ABC kept the camera on him. So he got what he was looking for. And that's the shame of this, Alan, because him not being able to go into an NBA arena again, I don't think he's going to care.
No, because I don't think he's an NBA fan.
But he got what he wanted. What he was looking to accomplish, he got. So whatever the fine is, whatever the penalty is, it's all going to be worth it to him because he got 30 seconds of fame that he could never claim with talent or hard work because he's nothing. And he accomplished what he set out to do, and that's what sucks. And it emboldens other people to do the same.
Exactly.
So being banned from arenas or getting a $500 fine or even spending a night in jail, to me, it's not enough. You're trespassing. You're stealing a moment. You're causing chaos. And I wish there was something a lot more to where they would think twice about ever doing that again. But right now, there's a whole herd of people who are like, boy, I can't wait to get my chance to do that. I'm never going to accomplish anything in my life. It'll be worth the fine. It'll be worth the ban. It'll be worth getting hassled for 24 hours. And that's what stinks. God, I could have kept it for that guy Thursday, but you brought it up now, and it just infuriates me. It does.
Yeah.
That
was such a weird moment, and handled properly. And I found it interesting that Wembanyama smiled, and yet when the selfie, because obviously the guy was definitely live. Whatever he wasn't, he didn't take a picture. He went live, so he already knew people were watching on his stream.
Yeah. No, he got everything. Matter of fact, he might have even gotten more than he expected.
He didn't. But the one thing he didn't get was Wembanyama in the picture.
Yeah, but
because he was too tall.
But he's getting talked about. It's just. But
but do you know his name? Nobody knows his name. Do you know his name?
Some idiot.
Who cares?
Somebody. The people that know him, they're all laughing right now, which kind of stinks. But Jalen did speak today, and he talked about the interaction with the fans that Allen was talking about.
Jalen, I think it looked like there was a bit of an interaction with a fan at the end of the game yesterday. Was something said that maybe crossed the line or?
I'm all good about talking about that.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah.
The NBA probably told him
he can't because now there's an investigation.
It.
Yeah, because if they got an investigation,
all you need to know.
Yeah, if he says anything, like that, he can't. He's got to now leave it up to the investigation. Yeah. They'll do what they got to do, and that's it.
But no, this was not. Hey, Brunson, you stink.
Oh, right. It's way beyond that.
And that
it's got to be.
And that makes you sick too, because if it's the incident that they're talking about with the pictures, I mean, you're talking. There's kids there. You know what I mean? It looks like, as you said, it's a man and a woman, but in the shot there are like young kids.
Yeah, well,
And even if
you think people care about that stuff,
it might be their kids. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
But it just, I don't want the moment ruined by all this garbage because that's.
I'm surprised. Like the only thing is Scott Foster not having those fans removed. That's the part. Like he must not have heard anything to have that, because a lot of times Russell Westbrook has done this several times. If somebody's saying things to him that he deems offensive enough, he can instruct. He can actually ask. It's an NBA rule,
right? But
you can ask to have fans removed.
But two things. Jalen's got other things on his mind at that particular point. It's game one of the NBA Finals. And the other thing is, he probably would not want to admit this because it's horrible, what was probably said to him. He's probably using it as fuel.
I'm telling you,
keep talking to me. See what happens.
He had a look on his eye.
Right. And I think that kind of really drives him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, all these people that say that, athletes, they don't pay attention to this, they do. And they try to use it as fuel whenever they can. Got a big show today. It's Thursday, so we got the
literally big
that guy Thursday at a little bit later on in the show. But we're going to maneuver some things because Jason Williams is joining us coming up at 4 o'clock. So a little Jay Will. Shaq is joining us at 4:30. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq Diesel.
Right.
At 5:30, Damien Woody by request. On social media,
he wanted to.
D. Wood was talking about the game. Somebody suggested you should go on Hahn and Rosenberg. He's like, okay. And Anthony, being the producer that he is, he's our guy. And he's going to be joining us coming up at 5:30. ENN at 6. And I can't think of a better show to go full frontal than today. So we're right with you
we want everybody part of this. You know what, Don? You remember the caller we had who called in and kept saying Mike Woodson instead of Mike Brown?
Yeah.
Ran into him on the street.
Oh, you did?
What are the odds?
That's crazy.
Came up to me and he was like, "Yeah, I'm the guy." And then he was talking all about, like, he said there was a waiting list for the watch party last night. He said he was like 29,000 on the list.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what?
And
he said it got down
nobody.
to 600. He had a chance to buy, and when he went to click on it, it was already too late, sold out.
Crazy.
So it's been that kind of thing. So yeah, he was fired up. He was very excited about talking to us, and I'm sure he'd be listening today. So yes, huge show. We want you to be part of the conversation. 800-919-3776 as well.
We're also keeping an eye on Guardians Yankees. They're playing right now. Doesn't feel great about Aaron Judge. We'll get into that a little bit later on as well.
A lot of mystery.
It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg just getting started on a Thursday here on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Brunson's open, right corner, three-pointer. It's good. Jalen Brunson puts the Knicks in front with a clutch three-pointer. 1:50 to go. They're up by 2.
The Spurs.
They've won a 12th consecutive playoff game and have stolen Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
The Knicks are 3 wins away. NBA Finals Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This June, don't miss our midweek Money Rush drawing and your chance to win your share of $50,000. Be here on Wednesday, June 10th and 24th from 3 till 6 p.m. when one lucky winner will be drawn every hour to win $5,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one winner will take home $5,000 cash plus any unclaimed cash from the previous drawings. Come to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hey, New York, are you okay to drive? No, really. Did you know just one drink could lower your inhibitions, slow reaction times, and reduce coordination? That single drink causes your judgment to be altered and makes it harder to track moving objects. The risk you take by getting behind the wheel is not worth your life or anyone else's. Call a cab.
Hey, I'm looking for a cab.
A ride share, a sober friend, or take public transit. The New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee is reminding you to always drive sober.
If you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, think again. Slomin's is here to change the game with their preseason super sale. They're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2026 refrigerant-compliant R45-4B systems expertly installed by their certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right. Get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Plus, they're including a comprehensive service plan for 5 years, including annual system checks, filter replacement, and refrigerant to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Call Slomin's today at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. That's 516-932-7000 or visit ac.slomans.com. 18-month promo period, no payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. Good afternoon. We're going to start off in Jersey 287 northbound, pretty much at a standstill, heading over to 28 in Bound Brook. Big crash by exit 13, blocking 2 lanes. You're jammed there and backed up into Piscataway. Inbound George, stick with the lower deck if you can. Upper level, about a 20 to 30-minute ride using 80, 95, and 46. A little bit better from the Route 4 approach. Yanks are on the field right now in the Bronx, and when everything wraps up, plan for a packed ride on the Deegan northbound, heading over to the outbound southbound George. Already have some heavy delays heading over to the Cross Bronx from the stadium. Outbound Lincoln, your best bet at 15 to 20. Outbound Hahn on you 20 to 30. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? While the PCA can help, it's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000. Use code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000.
Walking back from Stout, Alan, I'm not sure which way you took, but I took 7th Avenue. You probably did too.
Yeah.
I might have been a little ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
I was just so thrown off by just the amount of people in front of Madison Square Garden for a game that's not being played there. I've never seen it.
Did you see the video I sent that I said there's no game in the building?
I know.
It was a sea of humanity from 35th Street all the way to 30th Street.
And listen, I'm catching it at 7. So it's an hour and a half before tip. So I can imagine what it was like by the time you got into the 8 o'clock hour. And the other thing, too, and I want to stress this because sometimes it gets a bad rap because the watch party was taken away and then it was brought back. And, the unruliness of fans after wins sometimes. They couldn't have been nicer. I mean, it was a ton of people.
Happy people.
But they were happy, but
there was a lot of 420 in the air, so everybody was happy.
No, I get that. But it's really in that area, it's really no different than any other day.
It's just any other day ends in Y.
But you're running into people, and it's not. It was so organized, and it was really nice. And again, they're in the NBA Finals. It's game 1. There's no reason to be upset or angry, but like people, it was a beautiful day, fired up. So this has just been so much fun, so incredible. Especially for a fan base that deserves it, right up there with, Jet fans here in the New York metropolitan area have waited, so long.
And Mets fans, too.
Mets fans, too.
People that have been that diehard and that care. But as we've said, the Knicks are really a unifier, unlike any other team in the city. And that's what I think is really what stands out to me, is it just feel – because, I saw a lot, while people were having, Knicks stuff on. And it's amazing how many T-shirts, by the way, are being sold on the streets. Knicks it's certainly not officially licensed, but still, it's there.
I saw a really nice hat for $10. I didn't buy it, but but I can't get that in a store for $10. I tell you that.
How about the guys too? As you walk by, what size? What size? They don't even say to you want to buy a shirt. It's what size? What size? What size? That's all they're asking you. But you also see mixed in Mets hats, Yankee hats, right? Like all mixed in. So it really is amazing how it is kind of a bringing everyone together kind of moment, and it is definitely something that's going to make, and Winthrop said this last night in the text thread. It might have been the smartest thing I've ever seen him say. He said that now, like the win last night, now makes Monday's Game 3 already one of the like it just now it makes that a celebratory night regardless.
Oh, yeah.
Because the worst you'll be is 1-1.
Right.
2-0, it's a little like there's a little anxiety there. But 1-1, you're feeling like you get 2 at home. You got the series in hand.
And it's and if they were to win tomorrow and they're up 2-0, forget about it.
And by the way, that's on the table. I want to remind everybody, and I'm sure we'll get the audio at some point, but I saw what De'Aaron Fox was saying today about the game plan for Game 2. And just to paraphrase, he basically said, make someone else other than Brunson shoot the ball. And I thought, did you not watch the Cavs series?
Exactly.
Because the Cavs series went this way. Game 1, not a good game, not a good Brunson game. Come back, Brunson goes crazy in closing time, and the Knicks steal a win. You know what happened in Game 2? The Cavs said the same thing. We're going to trap and double and make sure Brunson can't get shots off. And all Jalen Brunson did was get 14 assists.
Yeah.
And the Knicks won going away.
That's right.
And the series was over after that.
You don't get an assist unless somebody scores off that pass. And
There
you
you
got
go.
14 assists. That's at least 28 points, if not more.
But he was glad. He was happy to pass the ball.
Yeah, he
Okay.
doesn't
Oh, you guys are going to double me? All right, let
He
somebody else
doesn't care.
be. Because I got guys that can beat you.
We were talking about just how the Knicks hit different than any other run in the city. I was thinking about this, and I think I came up with the best way to put it. Is that whenever you see like the Montreal Canadiens, they had watch parties, and it's a mob. It's nuts. They sold out the Bell Center to watch it on the Jumbotron. And when you ask like why is it so big? Because it's part of their culture. The Montreal Canadiens are part of the city's culture.
Yes.
And that's hard to do in New York because you got so many multiple teams and so much else going on.
Mm-hmm.
But the Knicks, I think, come the closest to that it's part of the city's culture. Basketball is part of the city's culture. The Knicks are part of the city's culture. More so than any other team because of the multiple teams. Like we talked about, there's so many Met fans. There are more Yankee fans, but there's so many Met fans. There's more Giant fans, but there's so many Jet fans. And I think there's something to playing in the heart of Manhattan, right? The epicenter of New York.
Yeah.
It's really the perfect storm. So I think, again, I don't want to get into competitions with other teams in New York because I think all the teams are important to New York in different ways. But why this seems to be hitting different than any other run that we've seen in recent vintage is I think because of that. I think the Knicks are closest to the New York culture that everybody can get rally around it and be behind it right there. Like
Right.
that crowd of people, they're on 7th Avenue. They're a stone's throw away from Times Square, right? Which
it's a good
which
point.
is like
It's
the
location.
center of everything.
Yeah, it really
Right?
is.
So it's
Crossroads
all,
of-
it's not the Bronx, it's not Flushing, it's not East Rutherford, right? It's not Uniondale.
Right. Those are the
It's-
hit. Right. Those are the out the outskirts, right? The outer layers
Yeah.
of Manhattan, but the heart and soul. I mean, it's the crossroads of the world. It's Times Square. And so you're right there at Penn Station. Everything's right there. So location does factor in, but I also think the sport itself and the fact that there really isn't a true rival to the franchise like the others that you've mentioned, I do think there's something special, unifying, that it is certainly a unifier. But it also helps that it's a team that Don, I know you're not a diehard basketball guy. But even you've got to be like, this team's fun to watch. Like this team is.
Well, it's
their
fun.
toughness, their passing, the way they play, the humility these guys talk with. There's no nozzles on this team, right? Let's be honest.
They're all
nobody
likable
like
guys.
that.
They all have terrific stories. They play like a team. Let's also face something here about the NBA. All right, you might disagree, but I always looked at the NBA as a sport an individual sport that's wrapped around team play.
Yes.
Because it always seems to be about the superstar. So it's not tennis, it's not NASCAR, it's not golf. But come on, when LeBron James is playing, it's about him, right? And there's everybody else.
Name brands.
Brunson is the star, I guess, because he's so clutch. But like last night's a perfect example. Everybody contributed in their own way, and they work and they gel as a team. And Brunson's just as comfortable going out there and scoring 30 points and hit the game-winning shot as he is dishing the ball off to somebody else for the game-winning shot. That's rare in this sport, And so it's not just about one guy. It's about an entire team in a league, in a sport that sometimes gets away from team play and more about individuality. So the Knicks have really bucked that trend too. There's a lot to like about it. They're kind of anti-NBA, right? In the sense of that it's team play. They're not known for tanking. They're not known for throwing games away, trusting the process. They built the team the right way. I mean, they kind of bucked the trend of how a lot of NBA teams build. And they're not the only one, but they're the one that we care about the most. And they're really showing just 3 wins away from winning it all.
And a great example, too, of, again, it's amazing how a player's reputation and perception can change when you put him in a different culture and let that culture change him. And the great example is there's Karl Anthony Towns in a huddle. They had him mic'd up, right? He was mic'd up for the game. And the Knicks were struggling offensively. And the game was getting away from him a little bit. Remember, that was that 20-3 run. The Spurs went on early on. They took a 10-point lead.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking to the huddle. And he's going, we got to just stay locked in defensively. Stay with the defense. Our offense will come around. It always does. Karl Anthony Towns is the voice of reason with like it was almost like, you remember when Frank the Tank gave like this intelligent answer in Old School, and he's like, what happened? I just blacked out.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
Like I was waiting for Towns, and then just turn around and go, wait, what did I just say? I just blacked out. Like, because it was like, wait a minute. Like, that's not the Karl Anthony Towns that everybody thinks he is, or maybe that's the guy he was. A little goofy, says some funny stuff. Not really somebody you would see as a vocal, mature, strong-voiced leader. But in that moment, all eyes were on him. And when he delivered that and it was very succinct and very simple, but him saying that, sounding like a coach, that's when you're like, these guys are at another level.
Yeah.
All of them are at another level.
On the court, off the court, saying all the right things. Let's get some calls in because, again, Jay Will's going to join us at 4, Shaq at 4:30.
Yep.
Let's start it off with Paul in Dallas. You're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. I loved everything I saw yesterday, but that's not why I'm calling. You guys have both been married for quite some time. I'm in the process of getting married, buying a house, planning a wedding. I live in Dallas, and I'm very tempted to pull the trigger on getting tickets for Game 2, but I've got to convince the missus. I've been a little bit of a hypocrite, telling her, hey, keep cool with spending. We don't need to buy the bags. We don't need this. We don't need that. How do I go about this and girl math it?
I think honestly, Paul.
Good luck.
As somebody that's happily married for 20 years, I think you got to take the L.
Yeah. I love that he's trying.
What about this? What if I ask for forgiveness later?
No.
You could ask, but
I think what you got to do though. See, here's how it works. You gotta, you're gonna have to give to get here.
Mm.
So there's got to be something that's important to her, that's special to her, that you've been kind of holding out or not really into. It's almost got to be like you just decide, you know what? Let's get this. And then as you do that, you're like, oh, I'm going to the game. What do you mean you're going to the game? Well, I bought those tickets. You know what I mean? Like, and then what is she going to say? You got to give to get here.
Yes, and
it's going to hurt.
And it's got to hurt.
How bad you want it? That's all I'm saying. How bad you want it?
Yeah, how bad you want it, Paul?
I appreciate it, gentlemen. I'll keep you posted on how that turns out.
Please do. I'd love to hear it.
All I'm saying is I know this is important. It's Game 2. He's in Dallas. San Antonio's not that far away.
No.
But it's the start of what you're hoping is going to be the rest of your life. You don't want to start it off on the wrong foot. And I honestly, with the information he gave me, I think he's just got to take the L. You can't be sitting there hemming and hawing about what you're spending on the wedding and then all of a sudden, dropping however much money you're going to be dropping on tickets to Game 2.
Right.
That's tough, man. But, hey, you know her better than we do. But generic fiance, I'm not dancing that. I'm not. They call them bridezillas for a reason, right? All right. Tons of calls at 1-800-919-3776. Jay Will at 4. Shaquille O'Neal at 4:30. D. Wood, Damien Woody at 5:30. ENN with Anthony Pusick at 6. Take you up until 7 o'clock. Then it's Ty Butler on ESPN New York.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Ratliff, Engineering Director at Nissan. We know some things are important to hear from an expert, not a voice actor. For instance, the Nissan Frontier is not only powerful and fun to drive, but it's durable too. We added the V6 engine, so when you need that power in the off-road, it's there. I know, we've tested it a lot. Now get out there and find your Frontier.
Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, Murano, Pathfinder, or Frontier excluding S-Trim. For JD Power 2025 US IQS award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example: 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Frontier S Trim 1.9% APR for 60 months at $1,748 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to in-mac credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N6/30/26.
Partner with Amazon Hub Delivery to earn extra revenue for your business with your business. Assist with local Amazon deliveries and get paid for each package you deliver. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. You'll gain extra revenue, increase exposure for your business, and connect with your neighbors. Plus, it's easy to get started with no delivery experience, long-term contracts, or startup costs required. If you're interested in learning more, visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Progressive presents ways to save money that aren't bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive.
Thanks again for taking me to the game, man. I can't wait to get in there. By the way, what's in the bag?
Oh, I bring my own hot dog and peanuts. Saves a ton.
Savvy. And what about the beach chairs?
Why buy seats when you can save big and bring your own?
We can't get in without tickets.
Tickets? What do you think the portable TV is for?
Don't save money pretending to go to the game. You could save hundreds by switching to Progressive. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000. Use code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000.
The ESPN New York Beach Bash is back. Thursday, July 2nd at Bar A in Lake Como, New Jersey. Head down to the Jersey Shore and join the Michael K. Show and Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live starting at 1 p.m. Plus, there'll be appearances from DiPietro and Rothenberg, as well as Bart and Carlin. We'll have plenty of giveaways for fans in attendance, a soccer watch party, and the chance to test your skills by trying to kick a soccer goal past Rick DiPietro. Plus music from Surfing for Daisy. It's all brought to you by Spike Dave, Boost Mobile, Miller Lite, Fanatics Fest NYC, and New Jersey Lottery. You must be at least 21 years of age to enter.
Knicks fan, join us for a live broadcast tomorrow at Stout NYC, 2 blocks from the Garden at 215 West 35th Street before Game 2 of the NBA Finals. We're going to be breaking it all down for you, talking matchups and getting you ready for tip-off. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live at Stout NYC starting at 3 p.m. Had a great time yesterday, so we figured we'd do it again. And the place was packed, and now with a win under our belts, I think it's going to be even better tomorrow. And we'll be out there.
Get down there. Let's remind everybody to get down there early, because when you and I were done last night, the line to get into Stout went all the way down 35th Street. So you want to get there early. We're there at 3. If you can get in there early,
you're in.
I mean, come on, it's a Friday. Your boss knows the Knicks are in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like come down, meet us there. We're there. Come hang out with us, and you don't have to worry about waiting on a line to get into one of the best bars to watch a game.
Yep, so it's on 35th between 7th and 8th Avenue, and we're looking forward to seeing you at 3 upstairs. So when you get in there, go upstairs. That's where the broadcast is going to be from 3 to 7. Let's get back to the busy phone calls, and let's talk to Christina in West Babylon. You're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Hi, good afternoon, gentlemen. Don Allen, it's a pleasure. Long-time listener, big fans.
Thanks for joining us.
Rooting real hard for this, of course, rooting hard for this Knicks run, this Knicks team. Been a fan since I was 9 years old. My dad taking me to my first game, and ever since then. That's what it is. But just a moment, because me and my family are rooting with a little bit of a heavy heart. My son Christian, who was a big fan, my 11-year-old son, unfortunately we lost him last July due to cancer.
I'm sorry.
So I appreciate that. But I'm calling to say how much that this run means to these fans, not just me who lost my son too soon, but this is generational, right? How many decades have we waited for this? And just want to empathize and shout out and have a moment to those fans who have special fans from above pushing this team along as well. We went through last year's run, fortunately fell a little short. So we're rooting real hard this time to finish the job. This team personifies this town with these grits and these comebacks, and so bring it home, guys. And so it's just a real great time for the city, and just like I said, a moment for those fans that have gone and the fans that are still here with them in their hearts. So thanks, Knicks. Go Knicks.
Share with me your son's name.
Christian Gabriel.
Christian. Yeah. You know what I like to feel. I like to feel like Christian's part of this. You know what I mean? Like that's that's what you feel. Is you feel like that's the spirit, because this team's special. You know, and so it needs that kind of spirit in it. So that's how I want you to feel.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing, Christine.
And I know
Good luck.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
For
Big
sharing
fan.
that.
Shout out to Michael and Peter. He loved listening too. He knew them. He knew all you by name. So thank you.
That is so awesome, and that's what you think about, right? All the people. If this does happen, you think about the people that rooted for him, that aren't here for it, because it's generational and it's about family and it's about all that. That's what you feel good about.
I was thinking about Al Troutwig.
Yeah.
Last night.
How could you not?
And just like how he was there in '94, like he was part of all that stuff, but they didn't win. They didn't have a chance to win.
And Al was like you,
for him to see that,
a real professional, great at what he did, but he also wore his heart on his sleeve.
Yes, he did.
He loved the team, and I'll
it
never
meant
forget.
the world to him.
Real quick, just an Al Troutwig story. I did one game where I did the pre and post for the Knicks. I always did Rangers, but they were shorthanded. It was on a Saturday night. It was during Linsanity. The Knicks were in Minnesota to take on the T-Wolves. And they were shorthanded, so they asked me to do it, so I went to the studio, and I did it from the New York studios. And Al was calling the game from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And, the fans were excited. The building was packed, and they were getting into it. And Al says, the fans really making a lot of noise here in Minnesota. Not as loud as it would be if it was in Madison Square Garden and they were Knicks fans, but still not a bad effort by the fans here in Minnesota. He had to get that dig in because he loved the Rangers, he loved the Knicks. So he was one of those rare guys. Listen, you got to put it aside, your fandom. But he had the ability of kind of showing you, hey, I'm doing my job, but I'm also one of you.
Yeah.
And you do that very well as well. So
that's the delicate balance. But for him, how he would feel watching this, that's what I keep thinking about. I keep going back to that. So that story that she shared, that hit me.
But as we continue with the phone calls at 1-800-919-3776, Anthony Pusick has something to tell you.
Oh, thank you very much, Don. New York, Don, Allen, everybody. You need to hear this. This summer, all lines lead to Champs Sports Fan Central Station, a soccer pop-up shop open right in the heart of the city, 125 West 33rd Street. This is the soccer destination in New York. Jerseys for every national team you ride with. USA, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, and way, way more, all under one roof. If you want to gear up, rep your country, and feel the energy of the city, Champs Sports Fan Central Station, 125 West 33rd Street. That's where you need to be. It's right around the corner, guys. In the midst of this Knicks run and the finals, you're going to have the World Cup here in New York and New Jersey. It's going to be a crazy time, a crazy summer here in New York.
It is going to be nuts. Thank you, Anthony. Let's go to Pat in Maine. You're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Hey, guys. Sorry, I was on yesterday, and I had to jump off, so I coached my kids' baseball team, and I didn't have the time, so sorry about that.
Well, that's way more important.
Understandable.
No, I appreciate it. But I got two things. One of them is kind of maybe a hot take that's getting a little cooler by the second. One, I think, there's a table full of, killers in sports. Like Jalen Brunson's knocking on the door of that room, in the near future here. He's just, every time you need something from him, he seems to just give it to you. And how many people in sports history have given you that?
So you're going history. Yeah, so I was wondering if you were going current or history.
History.
Because all right, if we're going with that, like Don, I love this. Give me so off the top of your head. Then I'm sorry, the caller's name slipped my mind.
Oh, it's Pat.
Pat, give me one that comes to mind for you right away. All-time killer. Who?
I mean, it's Tiger, Jordan, Brady. They're individual sports. You know what I mean? So
yeah, okay, yeah.
Serena. That it's just like that.
They have that Tiger blood, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like when Tiger's cleats are clacking down the hallway to the locker room, you're like, oh crap, what are we gonna do today for this guy? It's just he's knocking on the door to sit down at that table.
But what's amazing, Pat, to me, what I think even makes it better, and you guys might disagree, you just named all the people that he mentioned were
megastars,
best at their sport.
Yeah.
Listen, we all love Jalen. He's never going to be in the list of the best players in the NBA.
Well, I think the best he did was he finished fourth in MVP voting or fifth?
But nobody's ever going to confuse him as the best player in the NBA. But to be able to do that, hey, Michael Jordan being a killer, Michael Jordan just being Michael, right? He was always the best player on the court until he got to Washington, right? The same like Tiger was head and shoulders above everybody. Of course, he was a killer. He was just doing what Tiger does.
Yeah.
Jalen is kind of going maybe beyond where he plays his. Because again, overall, not the greatest game for him, but boy, when it mattered, when it was needed, he was unstoppable. For that that little 8-minute span of the fourth quarter, he was completely unstoppable, and that makes him pretty special. Let's jump into Socrates in Phoenix.
I'll let him know. You went to the restroom.
Whoa. What's up?
Okay, he's in the restroom.
So, all right.
Hey, you're talking to me?
Yeah, well, you're in the restroom.
Hey, my bad. I'm at work. I'm at work right here.
All right.
Hey.
So are we.
We're working on something.
Hey, you already know. Come on, Don. You already know, my guy. I wanted to say about this team, as everyone prior to me has said, it's like the true grit and spirit of New York. And then another thing about us New Yorkers, a lot of people think of us as basketball snobs, like we're know-it-alls about basketball, but it's the one sport, like you guys said, that unifies the city, but that everyone is very passionate about, because everybody can go in the backyard, they can go in their driveway, they can go anywhere and play basketball. And we're so into it, we'll even shovel a basketball court during the winter just to play and bring air pump. You know what I mean? It's going to displace too cold.
In Socrates, it's like they call it the city game, right? Where you can go to different areas and play. It's really a perfect storm for why this team is so popular. I'll let you get back to the bathroom because Jason Williams is going to join us coming up next. That'll be followed by Shaquille O'Neal. So if you're on hold, hang in there. We'll get back to the phone calls in a little bit. Don Hahn and Rosenberg, still 3 more hours to go up until 7 o'clock, and then it's Ty Butler on ESPN New York.
I'll adopt a cat.
Just a cat, Sean? This is a New York lottery win we're talking about.
I'd get the ultra-rare, hairless cat known as the Minskin.
Then?
I'd turn my garage into a rescue menagerie for all furless felines.
And when that gets too full?
I'll purchase land in the Catskills for them to sunbathe in hairless abandon.
Only cats.
All hair-free animals looking to roam in bald, beautiful peace.
Can I come?
Do you have hair?
New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Big events are bringing more riders across the region. So if you're taking New Jersey Transit for everyday trips, plan ahead. Check schedules, allow extra time, and consider traveling outside of peak hours when you can. New Jersey Transit is running additional service to help keep everyone moving. But a little planning goes a long way. Stay aware, be courteous, and ride smart. New Jersey Transit, keeping your day on track. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
New York is playing in the championship, and when you watch a team play this well, you can just tell. It starts with how they're built. Depth, leadership, execution, doing the little things right. That's exactly how Tricon Construction builds too. Whether it's medical, industrial, multifamily, or commercial, Tricon brings the right team and the right plan to every project across the tri-state area. So if you're looking for a construction partner for your next project, don't overthink the pick. Choose Tricon Construction. Every phase, every detail, done just right. Visit TriconBuilds.com.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This Father's Day, do more with Dad and spend less with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him fired up with a new grill and accessories, like the Next Grill 5-burner for just $299, so you can spend more time together while he becomes the grill master he was always meant to be. Or build memories with savings on top brand power tools so you can tackle projects side by side. Gift more and do more together this Father's Day with help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See HomeDepot.com/price match for details.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
Game time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, guys.
It's Tully time.
Just one local in action, and the game is final. Yankees have beaten the Guardians 2-1. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Knicks, obviously, the main topic of conversation, and to join that conversation is Jay Will, and he joins us here. Jay Williams on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, guys. Excited to talk to you about the Knicks while also potentially yelling at my kids by the pool. Be careful on the side of the pool. This is what you guys are going to get, the real version of me, Alan. You know
Dad
me.
mode. No, we love this version of
Yes.
Jay Will. Dad mode. Maybe you can tell us straight, keeping the kids safe. But, Don, I don't know if you were able to catch. If you caught this morning. So Jay always uses me as a prop. This has become a thing now where I'm a prop. And Jay will demonstrate by using me in these ways where last week it was about how do you stop Wemby. This is what I'm doing. So I had to try to walk around the studio, and he was like, follow me everywhere. Today I had to be a defender, and he was showing how Brunson gets off a shot against somebody bigger. And just for the record, I am bigger than Jay Will. So it worked.
Wow.
I was used as that prop.
I like the fact that you leaned into the notion of I have Napoleon complex, number one. And you know I have a whole height thing that I have a hard time dealing with, so I appreciate you as my brother. And secondly, I'm just glad we didn't break the studio, frankly,
That's a good
when
point.
You literally hit the light lamp at the top.
Almost put my
when I was
finger
trying to
right
be
through it.
physical with you. Yes, it was incredible to watch. It was incredible to watch.
So it's been fun, the demonstrating and all that stuff. But really, I think, Jay, I'd love for you to tell our audience what you saw out of what the Spurs did defensively against Brunson that had you so fired up, and you can't expect to see it happen again in Game 2. What was it?
Well, there were a series of things, Alan. Obviously we all know how talented Jalen Brunson is. And also, you and I talked about this multiple times about we thought that Karl Anthony Towns, that Wemby wasn't going to be guarding Karl Anthony Towns. We thought, similar to how we saw in the OKC series,
right,
Wemby would be guarding a guy like Alex Caruso, right, and kind of be like that plug gap in the middle of the paint, kind of serving as a free safety. And we thought Josh Hart was going to be that player that had to prove itself. So right out of the gate, where you see Wemby, putting extra pressure on the ball, I'm asking, well, why? Cat outweighs Wemby. He can just overpower him to the basket, in which Cat, making the right read, knowing how Cat is playing more aggressively these days, did that multiple times. So I'm like, why was that part of the game plan? a lot of the random traps that they ran into possessions, especially that one in the third quarter, I thought there was miscommunication and just puts them in difficult rotations where McBride was able to knock down the shot. How many times did we see a guy like Sam Penny get targeted over and over and over again? And the lack of communication, I didn't see guards really yapping about, hey, help here on the weak side, send him this way. It felt like it left Sam Penny literally on the island by itself. And, by the way, like I told you, Alan, I am crazy watching tape back this morning.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he was sitting in the middle of the paint over and over, Wemby, just not doing anything, arms down, just being an observer on the court. I'm like, if you're going to double team, go double team. If you're going to come and block a shot, be aggressive. I don't know if you want to call it wind or what, but I just saw lack of execution and lack of rotation multiple times. And I think there's some big things that the Spurs can really tighten up when you get into game 2 after a day of rest.
So you ask yourself, why do those things happen? You credit the Knicks. Is it the fact that Knicks were a fresher team? Is it the fact that the Spurs were coming off an emotional victory in Game 7? Like, how can a team that accomplished so much, 62 wins, and then wins in Game 6 and 7 against the defending champions, have that happen to them at home in Game 1?
I think it's easy. I mean, I think, look, you're playing a team with way different personnel than OKC. And, you know, as much as people say, oh, it's a new game, it's a new series, like when you actually go through series, like you get locked into, especially a young team, guys. You get locked into like, well, this is how we just guarded this team. Here's the personnel on this team. And also you find yourself in a new series. You're stoked because it's game 1. It's a quick turnaround. So, yeah, you are, you know, your legs are going to be heavier down the stretch than an opposing team has played 4 games in 23 days. But also the personnel is different, right? Like guys like Lou Dort, they're different skill sets when you're going against a guy like Deuce McBride, right? Offensively. You want Lou Dort to shoot certain threes. You don't want Deuce McBride to shoot certain shots. You don't want Mikal Bridges to shoot certain shots. So rotations are different. Scouting report is different. What they can do off the bounce is very different and what you're going to try to give up. So all that for a young team, it feels very heavy just to transition then as quickly in a quick turnaround scenario against a team whose personnel is drastically different than the one you last faced in the Western Conference Finals.
Now, something that has become a narrative, a topic of conversation really off that game, after it, and into today that several people are talking about, including Damien Wood. He's going to join us later in the show, and he's had this take as well, is that Karl-Anthony Towns outplayed Victor Wembanyama. And what we've noticed is that Wemby in the previous series, like you pointed out, wasn't necessarily guarding opposing bigs. Didn't have to. Rudy Gobert wasn't an offensive threat. Chet Holmgren was persona non grata. Like, you thought he would be a threat, but he wasn't. And eventually he's like, I don't have to guard this guy. I'm going to guard somebody else and be the rover defensively. With Towns, it's a different story. Is Karl-Anthony Towns a guy that can neutralize Wemby in a series like this, and so it's not so much of an impactful player because the Knicks have a guy who can also make an impact at that same position?
A couple of things, Alan. Number one, I am in somewhat pain right now. I know he's already surpassed me, but it's safe to say Karl-Anthony Towns is now the top player to come out of St. Joseph's High School in Metuchen, New Jersey. I am now number 2. Andrew Bynum is number 3. I was still holding. Once again, I'm number 2, Alan. How do I get away from this number 2 thing against guys 6'10" and taller? What is going on?
So Don, Jay Will famously, Player of the Year in college, national champion, the number 2 pick of his draft, the number 1 pick was Yao Ming. So if you're going to have a Napoleon complex, Yao Ming's a guy that's going to make you feel that way. So Karl-Anthony Towns also went to St. Joseph. He was the number 1 pick. So that school, whatever they've got in the water, it's pretty good because you're getting number 1 and number 2 picks in the draft.
There's a lot of 7'6" Chinese people out there, you know, and they're floating around, and you know, right. God forbid they come out the same year I come out in the draft. Anyway,
but anyway, the matchup though with Cat and with Wemby, like how critical is that in this series as a potential advantage because the Knicks have a guy like Towns?
Oh, you and I were talking about this today. Here's what's like. Cat, first off, has great feet. There are times that when you watch Cat play, I know I've heard you guys talk about it, you want him to be tougher. It felt like you were watching the tougher player, first off, between him and Wemby, right? The guy that was willing to absorb contact, create contact, and initiate it, and then play through it. And look, Wemby still had 26 and 12 and had an off night. But I think this is one of the series that really exposes like the limit of Wemby's offensive game. And Wemby beats other players by dancing on the perimeter as more of a perimeter player, right? Not as a low post player.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, Wemby lacks a back-to-the-basket type of play. And I think we get a chance to see that more and more because he's just trying to beat people on the perimeter. And when you don't have a back-to-the-basket move, Michael Jordan said this infamously, guys, like when a team's trying to beat you up with pace, Michael will always say, hey, I rested on offense. And how I rested on offense was I rested through posting people up, playing with my back to the basket. Doesn't mean you need to be like a traditional post player like Shaquille O'Neal, but you can play with your back to the basket, look over your shoulder, and make reads, turn and face, and make quicker reads. And Wemby can't do that, and that plays right into how Karl Anthony Towns wants to guard him.
Jay, how did you think the game was officiated?
I loved it. Mm-hmm. I always want to see a physical game. I think the Spurs get away with physicality. I think the Knicks are I don't really pay attention to how the game is officiated. I pay attention to which team reacts to it better.
Okay.
Yeah, right? And yeah. I think the way the Knicks were able to react to the physicality and play through it is the reason why they won the game. And at certain points, you can't look for calls. You gotta not expect calls, guys. And the team that expects the calls and doesn't get them on the night that they don't call it, those are the teams that pretty much lose those type of games.
It's such a great point. A lot of times we as fans will watch, and the first thing you're thinking about is the officiating, and a lot of it is because it's how the player reacts, right? If the players don't react, after a while, you don't react either, and it's the mentally tough team, and that is something I think the Knicks are proving here. As a guard that I'm sure you appreciate Jalen Brunson, not again to go back to the size factor here, but let's be honest, again, Brunson is among the small guards. The criticism of small guards can't win as a primary player, that's always been talked about. When you watch Jalen Brunson, what is it like? Does it mean anything extra for you? I called him today on Get Up the patron saint for small guards, because all small guards should be watching and rooting for him to prove that wrong and to kill that narrative. When you watch Jalen Brunson, how do you feel as a guy who played that position as a smaller guy in the basketball world and dominated it?
Alan, it's a very personal thing for me, and I don't think a lot of people know this. I mean, Rick Brunson was my teammate in Chicago with the Bulls, and so I've known Jalen since he's been a little kid, 6 or 7 years old. And the stuff that Rick used to do with Jalen made me feel so uncomfortable. Funny that I end up doing a lot of similar stuff with my own son, Zane, who's in front of me right now. Like, he would bring him on the court and make him play ones with us. And, whenever a 6 or 7 year old gets on the court, you just take it easy. You want to see them shoot around and play. And then when Rick would get up, like, Rick would rake on his arm like he would rake on my arms in practice. I'm like, damn, Rick, like, what? He's 7. What's going on? He was like, no, don't show him anything. And he would talk to him like an adult. And, like, this dude just would seem angry at times at his dad, but would play through it over and over. And the one thing that always stood out to me about him, and obviously, like, I have a proclivity for little guards. I have a proclivity for little guards because it's hard to do what they do. But, like, sometimes when you bring kids on the court before an NBA game, 6 or 7 minutes before, I always do this with Bulls, like, you would see, like, kids want to be on the court, right? And then they get on the court, they're like, oh, no. Yeah. Like, what the hell do I do? Like, I'm surrounded by 15, 20,000 people. Like, I don't want to shoot the shot. When I tell you, this dude from 7 years old always seemed so comfortable whenever I would bring him on the court. And he would take shots like he was in a gym by himself. Like, he would do it. So all this stuff I watched from him since high school, and the way Rick would train him, and then watch him in college, and then watch the way he would lead, and hear stories from Jay Wright. Like, none of this is surprising to me because some people are just literally, like, they're forged in fire. I think, Alan, if there's anything I can say, Dom, that's the only way I know how to describe Jalen Brunson. He's been forged in fire since he's been 4, 5, 6 years old, and he's been around pros. So he don't believe that he can't do anything. And in order to be great, you got to be crazy. And Jalen Brunson is certifiably crazy that he can play at this level and take the shots he can make. That's why I said to you 2 years ago, Alan, like there's something about him that makes me – I didn't know if I was going to be right, but like he's going to be in the conversation for the greatest Knick of all time not because I say it, because he believes he is. And you have to believe it first and foremost for it to have a chance to happen. But the fact that he does and he's doing what he's doing, we may have the conversation when the Knicks win in 5 or 6.
Yeah, it has to be, right? I know that you're talking about a lot of great players, but everything that they've accomplished, 12 straight wins, 11 of them by double digits. I've never seen anything like this before, Jay. I know you're a local kid. I remember the Giants in '86. They blew everybody out to win the Super Bowl. But that's football. That's one game. I've never seen a team just turn it on and just be this dominant for this long a period of time in the playoffs. Who else would you compare that to?
I mean, maybe like Alan made mention of the 2004 Pistons today, which I thought was very much on point, and kudos to him for that. I don't know where this team will rank up against the all-time greats. I think it's stupid to even have that conversation because I don't think we need to. I think this feels very much like one of these March Madness runs, and it proves that if there's one of the things I love about New York, and I'm obviously from Jersey, but there is a grit and there's a blue-collar attitude that, I think most people don't associate with New York because you see all the fancy stuff and the high-rises. But, like, taking the damn subway down and walking 30 blocks, because why wouldn't you walk 30 blocks? Picking up the trash off the street. Like, I lived in Brooklyn, like the neighborhood, like watching out for crime. Like, there's a real, like, just work hard and do the right thing every day. And to see a team epitomize that, like, I feel like we're the team that's playing in San Antonio. Almost, you're looking at as a team in New York. You're like, yo, wait, hold on. Like, this is like the team that's blue collar and just does all the hard work. And I don't know how you can't root for them. It's a team. You're looking at a team. And I said this before. Like, I don't know if there's another. All the things I hear, and now I'll shut up because I know you guys have a long show to do. But all the things I hear from fans every single day about, the entitlement of NBA guys. I'm telling you, the money they get paid, they feel like they can just check out whenever they want, or, all the stuff going on with tanking and all these things are bad, or the guy hurts his pinky and he sits out for a month, and should we cut down the games? None of that is applicable to this team.
Mm-hmm.
None of that is applicable to this team. Oh, is it about money? Oh, Jalen Brunson took less money. Oh, is it about hurting the pinky toe? This dude literally played through 2 injuries last night on his right knee and his left ankle. Oh, is it tanking? Like, they didn't tank. They continued to fight for it. Oh, like, it's one thing after another that, Karl Anthony Towns comes home. All the things that this dude has gone through this year, where all the memes of him and the fact that they fought through it, I don't know how you don't say this is one of the most likable teams in the NBA.
It's crazy. I mean, the way they came together as a team, and I know we were all shocked, and it was the irony of yesterday being the 1-year anniversary when they let go of Tibbs. And then they brought in the players coach, and that could always be dangerous, especially in the NBA. Let the players kind of rule, and maybe it was the best thing to happen to this team for that reason, that they just are the right group, that they just knew exactly what they needed at the exact time they needed it, and that's just so rare in sports, especially in the NBA, that could be such an individual star-driven sport.
But shout out to Leon Rose and Worldwide West for knowing that they had the right core, that they could believe in that core. And it's one thing to change the coach if you're changing the core. It's another thing to say, hey, we're going to bring in a coach that can elevate this core because we know the standard of the core. That's different.
That's it.
That's a different conversation.
Mm-hmm. It's like the era of player empowerment sometimes makes people sort of shake their head because it feels like, you're letting the inmates run the asylum.
Right.
But like the word collaboration was used after Tibbs was let go, as that's what they're looking for in the next coach. And again, a lot of times you're like, oh, here we go. You roll your eyes at this whole thing about collaboration, and that's just a nice word to say we're going to let the players really make all the decisions. But in rare cases, when you have a high IQ team and a veteran team that's been around and kind of they get it, it can work. And, to this point so far, how can you say that this just isn't up there with, Joe Torre when he took over the Yankees after, Buck Showalter developed and got that team as far as he could. It's got that kind of feel to it, and they're 3 wins away. So, Jay, what do you expect to see in Game 2 in the adjustment factor for both these teams?
I don't think you're going to see Wemby pressure call Anthony Towns. I think you're going to see him play like more of a free safety. I think they're going to try to get out of rotations, and they're going to try to shade, the fact that Champagne gets targeted that way. I think you're also going to see Dylan Harper play a lot more. For the fact that he didn't play the last 3+ minutes when they struggled to score a bucket was mind-boggling to me, considering the way De'Aaron Fox played. So I think you'll see a better punch by San Antonio, and their back is against. So I mean, this game is a game that can break their back. And if I'm New York, it's all about the start. Like a lot of these games, like, hey, Game 2, you come out, San Antonio loses Game 1. Obviously, it's going to be a fight down to the end. But for me, like I look at this as individual games within the game. I'm trying to break you at the beginning, Alan. Then I'm trying to stay in the game, and I'm trying to close you at the end. So I think the start is very important for Brunson to get early, then to take care of the ball. I mean, and tempo of the game is so important. When they don't take care of the ball, that's when young bucks find their way, right? Transition. You get easy buckets, you get rhythm. But game pressure is a real thing, Domino. It's a real thing. And the more game pressure you can create by a slower tempo where possessions matter more and more, like it's a game of runs. Like that middle game, you get into like the end of the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, early fourth, like just stay close during that period. But that game pressure gets real. And if you can get a lead, then stay close throughout the course of the game. And then that game pressure is when you make critical plays, you have the legs. Game 2 is the game I feel like they can break them. And if they break them in Game 2, guys, like this could be a sweep. Like nobody's saying it. This could be a sweep.
Wow.
So, I'm not ready for that kind of talk, Jay.
But
I'm not ready for that.
I know nobody is.
They're ready for it, but I think they like hearing it.
Yeah. Oh,
Jay,
no. Nobody hates hearing it. But
all right. You know what? Go have fun. Jump in the pool.
They don't want to talk about it, Dom. All right, guys.
We will talk to you soon, man. Thank you so much for this.
Appreciate that. Okay, guys.
Jay Williams. It was music to Knicks fans' ears. They'd love to hear that because Game 4 would be at the Garden. Boy, that'd be something else. Finish this up, 15 straight wins. Let's pump the brakes. It's only one game, but, hey, he's talking about if they were to take Game 2, come back to the Garden up 2-0, could that break the spirit of a young Spurs team? That's why tomorrow's game is going to be gargantuan for San Antonio. Knicks lose, hey, they did what they had to do, right? They got the split. They take home court advantage. They come back with some momentum for Game 3. Spurs down 0-2, you just wonder.
But you got to think, if you're the Knicks, your game plan is simply just stay in the game and see what happens in the last 5 minutes and see if they can close you out. Because if they, it's a young team. If they get a little nervous, if they choke, you know you have a closer. You know you have your Mo Rivera. And that's your strategy in this game, right? It's, you want to deliver the knockout punch? Of course you do. But in a game like that, your mentality, because you know you're going to get their absolute best. They're going to be desperate. All the things you would expect a team to be when they're down 1-0 at home. They know they've got to win that game.
Right.
The whole thing is just hang in. And then when it gets to be, crunch time, how do they handle it? And can you steal another one?
We've got Shaq coming up next, but we do have some Aaron Boone sound. As I mentioned earlier, the Yankees held on, beat the Guardians 2-1. Okay. No Judge in the entire series. Yankees ended up dropping 2 of 3. Boone was asked to give a Judge update after the game this afternoon.
Nothing on air. I checked in the middle of the game. I ran in and asked, and we're waiting on the specialist to weigh in. So that's where we're at.
What are we waiting on?
You know what they're waiting on, Alan, is to just firm up what they probably already know.
Clearly.
That I'm no doctor. I'm not trying to cause any stir. But
have we seen Aaron?
But we haven't seen Judge. And the fact
he's hard to miss.
But the point is that why would it take so long? Because you hear bad news and you need to get a second opinion on that bad news to confirm. You don't go out and confirm good news, right? You tell everybody what's going on, and he's going to be out a couple of days, and he's going to be back.
Right.
They looked at it. It's not good. They're getting a second opinion, another set of eyes to look at it to confirm.
Figuring out what to do next.
And now, but here's more questions about Judge.
Who is the specialist?
Pearl.
What does he specialize in?
Oh, jeez. Like, was my opening not good enough?
No, I just didn't know what area that was.
I don't know. Ribs, clavicle. I promise you, when we know, we're going to give it to you. I wanted to walk in here and give you something so bad. I want it too.
I love the OG.
Listen. That's
I have
genuine.
no idea.
No, you know what I like? This is why, as much as you get on Boone and all that was a genuine response.
Yeah,
sometimes you
I
just
don't
wonder,
think he was messing
is all
up.
rehearsed? It's all part of the. No, he had to give you an update.
You know what? I don't know.
The Yankees are an organization that they are pretty much. They understand you got to give something, but there isn't anything to give because you guys are anxious to get information that I'm sure they're not anxious to give you because it doesn't sound like it's going to be good, guys.
Yeah.
How bad is really the question, not if it's bad. Because if he was okay, this is 48 hours ago, 72 hours ago. We know, but it takes time. If I get bad news, you want to go and get another doctor to take a look at it, and those doctors are going to get together. The specialist is going to determine, here's what it is, here's how long he's going to be out. I would be absolutely floored if he's not on the IL. All right, so I think that would be retroactive to his last game.
Yeah, buckle up, Yankee fans.
Hey,
we're gonna lose. We're losing him for a while here.
It feels like it. So in the midst of all this good news, if you're a Yankee Knicks fan, this might be the penance you have to pay for what might be happening with your basketball team. But
what does he specialize in?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. That was very Archie Bunker of mine. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. It's and then the flushing of the toilet because I'm sure he's really aggravated about everything that's going on. But we'll get back to the basketball. I wanted to give you that update. Shaquille O'Neal coming up next. Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Brunson's open. Right corner. Three-pointer. It's good. Jalen Brunson puts the Knicks in front with a clutch three-pointer. 1:50 to go. They're up by 2.
The Spurs.
They've won a 12th consecutive playoff game and have stolen Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
The Knicks are 3 wins away. NBA Finals Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This June, don't miss our midweek Money Rush drawing and your chance to win your share of $50,000. Be here on Wednesday, June 10th and 24th from 3 till 6 p.m. when one lucky winner will be drawn every hour to win $5,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one winner will take home $5,000 cash plus any unclaimed cash from the previous drawings. Come to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Want to earn extra revenue for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for local business owners to assist with deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra revenue and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront cost, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS
get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS4KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. We've got the Yanks game that just wrapped up not too long ago in the Bronx, and lots of happy fans heading over to the outbound George Deegan northbound, just packed, heading over to the Cross Bronx. Delays go back across the Triborough and up onto the Bruckner. Cross Bronx westbound, not much better. A big collision by the Sheridan involving a couple of box trucks, pretty much at a standstill there from the Bruckner on through. Inbound George, just about 15 to 20 for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln already at 20 to 30. Outbound Holland 45 plus. Messy ride on the New England Thruway in Westchester County. Northbound, a big collision. Only one lane squeezing by exit 15 in New Rochelle. Delays there go back to Pelham Parkway. Southbound side left lane out with emergency crews on the scene. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Waiting on Shaquille O'Neal. While we do that, maybe squeeze in a phone call. Spike in St. Pete, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Spike?
Oh, thank you, boys, for getting me in. And Shaq was on the money last night. You know, he has some interest in Cat. Alan, I'll tell you something. I watch everything. You know that. And I'm not trying to blow smoke up anyone's rear end. But you guys were so on the money. And I got Michael put me on the last call yesterday, 30 seconds. He says, I should have liked the Knicks in 5. And he went, 5? I said, yeah. Yeah, I think everyone got this wrong. I think Oklahoma City was their championship. I could be wrong. They were depleted, 2 rotation players out. But the bottom line to me was, I said, I disagreed with Lubica. I said, Cat's got to be the big guy in this. We know what JB's going to do. He's the best closer since Jordan, in my eyes. And I'll take on anyone to discuss it. I'll put the numbers up. But Cat, he took Wembanyama to the backyard there, or back of the gym, whatever you want to call it. He's faster than him. Remember I told you the series before? You disagreed with me, and you were right about him putting his shoulder down and taking these guys. He's quicker. He's much quicker. And I'll tell you one other thing I noticed about Wembanyama. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. He's a much better defender than he is an offensive player. And if he wants to shoot to 3 points, go ahead. Go ahead, shoot him. Big mistake by Mitch, Mitch Johnson's his name?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, big mistake. You don't keep Harper on the bench. De'Aaron Fox has a bum ankle. He's chucking and ducking. He's not a good defender. Champagne's not a good defender. I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you. I think I'm right. And I think the kid from the shooter from Florida, Vassell, I don't think he's a good defender. They exposed them. And God bless Josh Hart. You know, you got to give that kid like a carpet guy, knee pads. Unbelievable how he gets these balls. You heard that Alex Spoelstra said there's no 50-50 balls with him. 70-30.
Yeah.
I was so proud of the team. They didn't play their A game last night. And I got to go one more time to the zebra shirts. Last guest, Jay was fine on that with the officials. He's got to go. Him and Tony Brothers, they got to retire, man. It's enough already. It is. Listen, I'm biased towards my guy, but it's enough with Scott Foster. Brunson doesn't get a damn call, excuse my language. And he was barking at him after the game. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was something different, though. That was we're still trying to figure out what exactly happened there on courtside with Jalen Brunson and a couple of Spurs fans, though he wouldn't talk about it today in his media availability. He said he's not even going to address it, but clearly something was going on there, and there's some reports that the NBA is now investigating it, and so we'll see what the results can be of that.
Spike's right. The Knicks didn't play their best game. I don't think the Spurs played their best game either. No. It was an entertaining game. It was a fun game.
Just like game one of the
game.
I thought it was a very physical, fun game. Eastern Conference Finals game one wasn't a good game. Neither team played well. And then the Knicks stole that one and did the same thing here. So that's what they've done. By the way, Don, this is the first time in franchise history they've won 4 straight game ones in a playoff series, in a playoff year. They've won every game one. So they set themselves up the right way. Now, the last 2 times they've won them, they've had to do it in comeback fashion. But once you do that a couple of times, there's a confidence that builds up in a team. I just feel like what you're seeing is this team's just kind of you could tell they just believe. Like you could just tell, like they just feel like, no, we're on it. We're on to something this year, and a collective belief that they can do this.
But it's not coming from something, some pep talk. It's coming from the performance. Like, why wouldn't you believe? Going into that game last night, you've won 11 in a row. You've come back from larger deficits than 14 before in these playoffs. So that's when you have it like, hey, we've just done it. We don't have to make something up. We don't have to feed off of some other team's accomplishment. Hey, this team did it. We could do it too. No, we've done it.
Right.
And it was, like I said, Brick City for a long time for both teams. I think both teams will play better. And I know it ended up being a 10-point game, but that I would file that away as a close game, right?
Oh, yeah. Of course
it was. Because it was in doubt deep into the fourth quarter. And then the Knicks rattled off the 11 straight, and they won by 10.
Put it away, right.
But, the 10 in a row, the 11 in a row, they were down by a point. So, they ended up winning by 10. So
that was that big
run,
possession.
Right. So it was a close game. And I think all of these games are going to go the same way.
I think you're right.
But that doesn't mean it's going to be a long series. But I think every game is going to be right there in the fourth quarter. Can't turn it off. People got to get up early. And that game went, like 11-15, not that late. But there's not going to be, I don't think, one of those 20-point blowouts that you're shutting off midway through the fourth quarter. First of all, you shouldn't do that if it's the Knicks because they can come back.
Yes.
But, and on the side, I think they're 2 really good teams. These are the 2 best teams. I expect these games to be very competitive. And every time the Knicks win, it's just another example of why they know they can do it and why they should believe.
And the Towns factor, to me, is a really compelling story. I think Brunson is a player that we've all kind of, especially in this market, maybe nationally for the first time, he will start getting the type of credibility, right? Because if you don't watch him enough, there's still the narrative of a foul baiter, which even, I'll tell you what, Stephon Castle maybe unwittingly gave him a compliment today when he talked about the difference between guarding him and guarding Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the 2-time MVP. Because he talked about how he's a little bit different in what he does. And one of the things that stood out to me that he said, so he said like that Jalen uses angles more and uses pump fakes, says gets to his spots. And then he said this part, Don, not really trying to draw fouls as much. That might be a throwaway line to most people. It wasn't to me because so many people still equate Brunson as somebody that is a quote-unquote foul baiter, that he's not really trying to score. He's trying. And now, 2 years ago, was he getting to the line a lot? Was he being crafty and using the officiating to his advantage with his, he'd get in front of you and then he'd do what I used to call like the fender bender stop. He'd stop and you'd run into him because you're chasing him.
Right.
And now it's a foul. And they started taking that. They officiated that out of the game. But I think if you look at his free throw attempts, here's a great stat for you. If you take away foul shots, so points scored on the free throw line, Brunson is the highest scorer in the playoffs this year by a mile. because he doesn't get to the free throw line nearly as much as he used to, but he still finds ways to score. So that what Castle said to me needs to be amplified so that narrative about him can finally die, because not enough fans around the league realize that maybe that was something he was doing about 2 years ago or so, where he was doing a lot of the same stuff that Harden was doing and SGA was doing. He's not doing it anymore, and yet he's still scoring at a higher rate, and he's still one of the most clutch players of this generation.
Things are going to change, because I get what the fans say. You know, you watch the coverage of the game, and it's Wemby this, Wemby that. I'm not being that guy where, they love the other team. But this is a star-driven sport, and Wemby's a star. He's a unicorn.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't watch any basketball. And I said, look at Wemby. He's the big which one is that? I said, who do you think? Right, the big guy. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
You don't see that. And listen, you promote stars. It's always been a star-driven league. But believe me, this is all going to change. If the Knicks win the title, it's all going to change, and Brunson's image is going to change, and Cat's image is going to change. These things don't happen overnight, okay?
Do you think also it's also a sport, like any sport, star player, you try to emulate that player. And I've always said, like, Michael Jordan came in, and everybody was trying to do nobody could dunk like that, so you would try to do these hang in the air layup stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
A guy like we're going to have him on, Shaquille O'Neal. You can't emulate him. Shaq, he's the diesel. Like what he did in his prime, average people couldn't do unless you lowered the rim to 8 feet or even shorter. So you can't really emulate. You can't emulate LeBron James, his power game and all that stuff. There's no way to really emulate. Steph Curry, yes. And unfortunately, a lot of kids do try to emulate what he does, and they shouldn't, because it shows you why he's special. If there's anybody, though, that kids could watch and say, there's a star that I can learn how to play like, it's Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Because he's a smaller player in comparison to the NBA. Everything he does is footwork and determination and shot making and craftiness. That's all stuff that you can watch film and learn and be like that. You could play his game, which is rare to say about an NBA star. There's so many NBA players, you can't really do what they do. Batting stances in baseball, yeah, you can emulate them, but they might not work for you.
And it's very difficult to change your reputation. We're around this team all the time. We talk about them all the time. We're sold. But the rest of the country, they look at the Knicks, and they're still trying to shake off, believe it or not. Oh, they're boring. Nobody wants to play there. The Knicks never win. It doesn't change over a 12-game span. It just doesn't. And the same thing with the Spurs. The Spurs are getting a lot of love based on the work of David Robinson and Popovich and Duncan, because that's the reputation. People think San Antonio Spurs, they think of that because of all the championships. Doesn't mean anything to this team, but this team is able to take that reputation and use it to get the attention. Same way the Patriots used it in the Super Bowl. That wasn't the Brady Belichick Patriots, but it's the same name, same city, and that reputation carries. And it works on the negative side too. For the last 30 years, Knicks can't win big games, boring, and it's all gonna change, guys. Believe me. But it does take a long time to take a U-turn in a cul-de-sac with a semi. That's the way it is, and that's what I think you got to live through. That's why this chip, if it comes, is going to be so important, because it'll change everything, Alan. Mm-hmm. It'll change everything.
Narrative,
how this team is perceived, how players wanting to play here. The image of these players. Come on, Cat didn't have the greatest reputation coming to the Knicks.
I was saying that before. Have you ever seen a player, if you put him into a culture and suddenly he absorbed into the culture to where he's become mentally tough and he's become somebody that is bought in, selfless player, which he always had those traits. Even in Minnesota, they loved him as a team. Right. Anthony Edwards loved him because he wasn't a selfish guy who, again, a guy like Edwards comes in and you're like, hang on a second, I'm the number one pick. I'm the star. Who's this kid? How's he becoming the man? No, he welcomed him. He embraced it. And that is important. But so you take that selflessness, you put him into a team that has mental toughness, and little by little, he starts to develop that realization of, wait, these guys care about me. These guys are around me. These guys are tough. This is how you do it. And the next thing you know, Karl Anthony Towns is a leader in the huddle, saying really spontaneously intelligent things about what the team's mindset should be in a moment of truth in the middle of a finals game, and all eyes were locked on him and nodding. Like, that's a different guy than they had in Minnesota.
Still waiting on Shaquille O'Neal. Calls if he's not there when we come back at 1-800-919-3776 at 5:30. We'll talk to Damien Woody. It's been a while. I think he's had plenty of time. Football season's been over to watch Napoleon Dynamite. I'll tell you a little secret. My kids have watched it since we've asked D. Wood about it. And then 6 o'clock ENN, then 7 o'clock Ty Butler. Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Who do you think will be wearing the ring at the end of the NBA Finals? Take your shot with FanDuel, and you might just be celebrating a victory of your very own. Right now, new customers can hit the court with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel, the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA's biggest event. Play your game any way you want. Seek out individual player markets for baskets or rebounds, or build an epic same-game parlay for a chance at a bigger payout. It's up to you, and best of all with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Now, you know there's only one way I can bet in the finals, and that is with the New York Knicks, who I've been winning with all playoffs long. So, you ready to play your game? Just visit FanDuel.com/local to join now to get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, official partner of the NBA. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online, real money wager only. Minimum $5 wager required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
The Knicks.
Brunson's open, right corner, three-pointer, it's good! Jalen Brunson puts the Knicks in front with a clutch three-pointer. 1:50 to go, they're up by 2.
The Spurs.
They've won a 12th consecutive playoff game and have stolen game 1 of the NBA Finals.
The Knicks are 3 wins away. NBA Finals Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you have saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's GUSTO.com. Gusto.com.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Knicks fans finals tickets are up for grabs. Head to Caesars Sportsbook at Monmouth Park tomorrow, June 5th, for an exclusive Knicks finals watch party with me, Chris Carlin, and Dan Grassa. Catch the game on wall-to-wall screens, meet Knicks legends, and score an official Knicks playoff t-shirt. Stay through halftime for your chance to win a pair of 100 level tickets to Game 3 at MSG. Open to Caesars Sportsbook customers only. Sign up now and bring your app for entry. Doors open 7 p.m. Space is limited. Visit Caesars.com/Knicks finals for details. You must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Let's get back to the busy phones at 1-800-919-3776. Knicks up 1-0 on the Spurs. Game tomorrow will be at Stout beginning at 3 o'clock. Peter Rosenberg will rejoin us on Monday after his assignment out in Italy. So the band will be back together on Monday. 1-800-919-3776. Let's talk to Patrick in Huntington. You're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. What's up? Hello. Patrick.
Moving on.
P. Rick. Nothing. All right. Subi from Midtown. You're on ESPN New York. Hi, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, guys, do you think that Mikal Bridges is going to be another ghost in Game 2? Is it worth him to be out on the floor if he's just a decoy of sorts? And do you think that the Spurs, Harper, and Castle are even better than Bridges at this point? That's kind of sad considering they're rookies.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're doing Subi. This is what Subi does.
This is what he does?
Yeah, Subi kind of does this throughout the station all day.
What does he do?
I'm good.
Just
what is this?
be negative.
Why?
Did you forget the clutch free throws he hit, or how about the defensive plays that he made late in the game? Do you always have to just score 18, 20 points to be effective? Do you know basketball whatsoever when it comes to this level, championship basketball? It takes plays that sometimes takes effort, something that doesn't show up in a box score.
Well, listen, we didn't get to do that guy because...
Well, there you go. That guy. Congratulations. You know what?
Schedule.
You know what? Anthony, on the wall.
Bang. Oh!
On the wall.
Oh!
On the wall.
Interesting turn of events.
Don't bring that negative around here right now. It's 12 straight. Exactly. It's 12 straight freaking wins.
Well, you know what?
We haven't even brought up Jose Alvarado and how great that kid played.
There's nothing negative to say about this team, but if you want to be that guy, the definition of that guy, to find the one negative.
Put him on. Never again. Ever. Wow. This is lifetime.
Did you hear that?
Lifetime.
Anthony Pusick, for the first time, Alan Hahn has declared the band caller.
Now listen,
he wants it on the wall.
So I can't stop the other shows. I can stop our show.
No, I don't worry about.
We can't control the other shows. If they want to have that nonsense on, that's fine. It is I don't care if you are doing a solo show for 4 hours and he's the only caller.
I'm good.
No chance.
Listen, I can't control what the other producers do, but as a listener to the program,
lifetime ban.
You know, if I'm driving around and I'm listening to Carlin and Bart, or if I'm listening to the morning show and I hear Subi, guess what I can do? I just change the channel.
Change the channel.
But if I'm on this show, I got to live through it.
Never have to
this
worry
is how we
about
put it away, man. Good.
Yeah.
Up on the wall.
Gone.
Up on the wall. If Anthony wasn't so busy, he'd be up on the wall already. But
well, he's a little busy.
He's trying to track down Shaq. And if this is Where's Waldo, it'd be easy to find Shaq, right?
Well, we have Shaq. It's connecting Shaq, I believe.
We know where he is, and he knows where we are.
He wants to talk to us.
Yeah, it's just
the connecting part.
There's a connecting
bit of a
issue.
challenge. Yeah,
but listen,
it happens.
It was the thought that counts. Let's go to Joe in Monroe. That rhymed. You're on ESPN New York.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
It's all going.
I actually called it a few weeks ago about fans like the last guy that just called in, and good God, what a waste of time. But I just want to talk about the foul baiting quickly, because, the rule, I think, incorporates something along the lines of who creates the contact. And like you said, Alan, they did officiate a lot of that out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But what it seems to be like what I'm watching is that the refs are putting more emphasis on the space that the defender's in versus, or the offensive player going out of his way. Right. So, but I think the emphasis needs to be on the natural motion of
I agree
a basketball move or whatever you want to call it, because the quick twitches up to and like you said about Brunson, he had that reputation, and a lot of smaller guards do, but I think the frustrating thing because I've been watching with a lot of non-regular NBA fans in the playoffs, and they're upset about like watching the SGA play, and I understand, because if you don't watch a lot of basketball and you're seeing just free throws the whole time, that's frustrating.
Right.
But like Brunson, SGA doesn't need to do that, which is like what is so frustrating.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what you think about that, but and also quickly, just Cat's performance like last night, and his performance against Jokic in 2024.
Good call.
Remember that 7-game series?
Great.
In
He actually, that game
that
7
in him.
Yeah, that. I'm
Right.
so glad you brought that up, and I'm mad at myself for never bringing this up, because it was something I remember when I was on Get Up. We had done that series, and we were talking so much about that. People forget Minnesota was down 20 on the road in a game 7. Jokic was the MVP, and Cat kicked his ass in the second half. They came back, and Minnesota won that game. Like that, they don't do that if not for Karl Anthony Towns. So it shows you that he's had moments. And I remember thinking this. He's had moments where when he goes up against another good center, he doesn't fade. He actually loves that. He wants that. And so I think he relishes this matchup. Oh, you're the next face of the league, are you? I was the number 1 pick too. Don't forget that. And I think he wanted to let the world know, just like he also wanted to let the world know, let me be the hub of the offense. I can make passes. You don't know. I'm actually a really good passer. And he has precision and decision, as Clyde might say. And he's really good at it. And so I think he does pride himself in this matchup. It's a really great point to make, that it's not like he's never done this before. In a Game 7 on the road, he outplayed the MVP.
1-800-919-3776. We've got calls we've got to dive into, but you need to tell me about Amazon.
I do, because in New York, Don, every block is a business. Every minute counts, and Amazon Hub Delivery lets you earn extra revenue from the business you already run. So you and your staff can deliver packages right in your neighborhood on a schedule that works for you. It's a smart way to keep your hustle going, bring in more revenue, more visibility, and stay connected to the community that you serve every day. For example, at Elaine Services Dream in Washington Heights, Elaine tells us that tax season keeps her busy from January through April, of course, but values the extra revenue from Amazon Hub Delivery that helps her manage expenses during the slower summer and fall months. And getting started, it's easy. No delivery experience, no long-term contracts, and no startup costs. So New York local businesses, if you're ready to make your next move, visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Now we got calls to get to in the 5 o'clock hour. We've got sound as the Knicks and the Spurs both spoke today. And we also have Damien Woody coming up at 5:30. ENN at 6. Ty Butler at 7. Don Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Summer's here. People are outside walking more, traveling, going to games, barbecues, the beach, just enjoying life. But if you have joint pain, sciatica, or back pain is still holding you back, you don't have to live like that. I'm Bart Scott, and Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is the real deal. Ivy League trained, double board certified with non-surgical treatments that get real results. No cuts, no downtime, no pain medications, just a smart, targeted approach that gets you moving again. Same day or next day appointments are available. Go to SandwellPain.com. Don't let pain steal your summer.
No matter your age or career stage, SUNY Canton delivers education at the speed of life. With flexible, fully online degree programs, you can earn your credential on your schedule. Ready to get started? Apply now for a summer start in high-demand programs like applied psychology, cybersecurity, healthcare management, and more. Our admissions team is ready to help you review transfer credits, explore degree options, choose courses, and navigate every step of enrollment. Email admissions@canton.edu today or visit canton.edu to learn more.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Not an easy ride trying to make your way over to the outbound. George, best of it right now. Henry Hudson and West Side Highway. Deegan northbound just jammed heading over to the Cross Bronx. Lots of extra company from the Yanks game this afternoon. Delays go back across the Triborough and up onto the Bruckner. Cross Bronx westbound. They picked up that crash involving a couple of box trucks by the Sheridan. Damage is done. You're at a standstill there from the Bruckner on through. Inbound, George, stick with the lower deck. Upper deck about 15 to 20 from 80-95. Better from the 4 and 46 approaches. Outbound, Lincoln Orenia 20 to 30. Outbound, Holland 45 plus. Jammed at the Outer Bridge crossing, trying to make your way into Staten Island. Just picked up a broken down car on the span. You're still stopped from the Jersey side. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. The hard iced tea taste you know and love, but with an 8% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and brings your daytime drinking to the next level. Just look for the bright yellow cans in the cooler and get ready to dial up the fun. Big flavor, extreme kick. Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This Father's Day, put the focus on Dad's happy place, his garage. Shop more ways to organize, more ways to build, and more ways to spend time together. With low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him a rolling toolbox or a wall-mounted organizer to keep it all in place. Or save on power tools like the Ryobi 2-tool driver drill combo kit for just $99. Make Father's Day about building something together with a little help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, Alan.
It's time. It's totally time.
Yankees beat the Guardians this afternoon by the final score of 2-1. That's the only local in action today. And that was earlier this afternoon. The Mets are off. They're on their way to San Diego. But if you want something to watch, Game 1 was great. Expect the same for Game 2 on ABC tonight of the Stanley Cup Final, Vegas and Carolina from Raleigh. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Damien Woody's going to join us coming up at 5:30. Ian and at 6. Want to hear from you at 1-800-919-3776. But the Knicks and Spurs spoke today after New York's Game 1 victory. We played this earlier, but it was a while ago. Alan talked about how Brunson was getting into it with a couple of fans. The NBA is going to investigate what was said by those fans. So clearly it was something offensive that the league's got to step in. And Brunson addressed it earlier today.
Jalen, I think it looked like there was a bit of an interaction with a fan at the end of the game yesterday. Was something said that, maybe crossed the line? Or
I'm all good about talking about that. I'm all good.
Now, what can he say? But he can't repeat what they said if it's really bad. And what if he says it or alludes to it, and the NBA investigates and finds nothing. Right? I mean, he's got it, and I'm sure this is
why
not,
draw attention? You know what I mean?
Right,
I think
and I'm
the
sure
thing.
I'm sure the NBA told Brunson, listen, don't address it. We're going to handle it. You're going to be asked about it. Just move on.
Right.
We don't need to call any more attention to it. We're going to handle it. But it sounded like he was frustrated that the officials didn't throw these individuals out of the game. It could have just been the official didn't hear it.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Very possible.
But clearly, if the official had heard it, that would help the investigation. I'm sure. I'm trying to think of what end was that close to. Was that the I guess that was the fans, or was that behind the media table? I'm trying to remember.
No, they were right on the court.
Right, so there wasn't any independent person you could talk to. Like if that had happened behind, say, Breen, they'd be able to ask media guys, and they're neutral or whatever. But what are you gonna? You're not gonna ask fans.
No,
but they have the ability. They have the technology, I guess, to maybe listen to audio or talk to somebody. There might be security that was close by. They're gonna find out. Probably much ado about nothing in the sense of I don't know if there's going to be enough evidence to prosecute or to do anything like they did with a fan, in case you missed that at Yo-Yo in the fourth quarter. They actually had to have a jump ball because there was a turnover about to happen as he ran onto the court.
Yeah.
And he's been banned for life from any NBA arena, not just San Antonio. And according to the investigation, there was somebody else involved. I don't know if it was somebody else that couldn't get on the court or organize
Probably somebody that set it up.
They are also banned.
Yeah,
but
it's probably where'd you get the ticket from? This one bought it for me. Okay, well, you're out,
But again, I've already seen it. See, this is the problem with social media. He's getting everything he wanted. So whatever punishment he gets, it's going to end up being worth it because I guess he sent out the video, and now it's getting around like what it looks like from his end with the phone. So he's getting his 15 minutes. That's all he wanted to get. God, you know what This is
it's not even that interesting.
I really would have just loved if one of the security guards just folded him in half.
Like in baseball? Like when you see the baseball security guards, they tackle dudes?
Well, yeah, or if you remember Mike Curtis of the Baltimore Colts, right?
Yeah.
Guy grabbed the football and he got clotheslined. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's awesome, That's trespassing, man. I know that may not be politically correct, but I can root from home, right? And I was hoping one of those two
You got to worry about, of course, the lawsuits and everything.
Well, see, that's the problem is that then all of a sudden he becomes the victim. But if one security guard went high, another one went low, I mean, how great would that be?
But honestly, do you ever wonder, though, in that situation, what rights do you have? What rights do you really have? And I know there's probably a lawyer who could tell me chapter and verse how you could protect this person. But what right do you have to run onto an NBA court, the NBA Finals court, which is forbidden? What right do you have to do that? So why wouldn't I be in my rights to think, hey, you might be in danger. I might be in danger. And so I was worried about the protection of my player. So I had to do whatever it takes to tackle this guy. Right?
Yeah.
We both had to tackle him and bring him down. We don't know if he had a weapon on him. We have no idea. So if you had that as like, hey, look, this guy ran onto the court. You see the world today. Who knows what he could have done to our star player, Victor Wembanyama? I don't know what he was doing. You going to tell me that this guy could sue the NBA if he has any type of injury?
We'd all be better. I think when Cat playing defense, knowing that we have his back, and no matter what happens when he's on the ball or off the ball, to be able to cover for each other. Even when mistakes happen, it's all about just not pointing fingers. It's all about coming together and figuring out what we got to do to be better next possession. So I think the chemistry that we have is still continuing to grow. And that allows us to play better.
That's amazing. All they talk about is getting better and being better. Just the rhetoric coming out of this team over this stretch is again, I use the term on MSG. It's like the Nirvana moment for a group, where it's just everybody just kind of gets it. Everybody just finally kind of gets it. The agendas are gone. Everybody's tired of the agendas. Everybody just gets it, and they just know. We got a chance to do something special, and we're all in on doing that. That says a lot.
It's special to watch it all come together the way that it did. Now, there were quite a few Knicks fans in the building, not to the extent you saw in Cleveland, and certainly not in Philadelphia.
But there was a lot.
But there
did
were
you
a
see the
lot.
lobby video?
Yeah, I did see the lobby video after the game, and
yeah,
there were a couple of incidents. I think a chain was taken from a Knicks fan, and there was like some fights and stuff. But
I believe
whatever. But I did see that kind of went viral a little bit, and there seemed to be a bunch of celebrities there too. I saw Ben Stiller. Who else did I see? Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
Obviously, Spike.
The usual suspects were there.
Fat Joe was there.
Chalamet was there.
And did I see John Turturro?
Yes.
Because it looked like it was John Turturro.
I believe,
I wasn't 100% sure.
I do believe he was there too. No, there was a lot. And Sam Morrill was there, the comedian that we're good friends with, right?
Yes.
He
we had him on last year.
Bodega Cat. Yeah, I was texting with him actually because he was sending me video because a bunch of comedians all got together and they ended up getting a jet out of there. And he was fired up about that. I'm trying to who was it that? But yeah, like it's a lot of New York celebrities,
and also
found a way in that building.
And I did see some Knicks fans that weren't celebrities either. Like some legit fans got into the building as well. And Stefan Castle talked about the Knicks fans in San Antonio.
I don't want any fan from any team to have a good night in our arena, but I mean obviously. Last night it happened to be the Knicks fans, but they were loud, but I think our fans showed out as well, and don't think we executed on winning the game. So I feel like they had the right to celebrate after last night.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. If it's going to sound louder, when there's a bunch of road fans there, when your team's not winning and the road team's starting to make a push, 11 straight points to get a win, you're going to get. Your fans are going to get quiet and go to the exits, and their fans are going to get loud. That's what you heard. But it's still remarkable to hear the MVP chants for Brunson at the free throw line that have to get drowned out by Go Spurs Go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's a great building. I've called a couple of games in that building.
Okay.
It's a great building. It is loud. It's they are very passionate fans there. So it's not like some of these other places, like we've done Washington, Charlotte, places where you just know there's no vibe whatsoever. So if New York fans show up, it's going to get a vibe.
No, it's cool.
That place has a great vibe.
And I did like what they did with the different color T-shirts for all the colors that are.
Do you like that? I was wondering how you were going to feel about that.
Listen, we can all do you see it in hockey, some of the smaller markets too, like everybody wearing the white out or there's a blackout. So it was unique. I thought it was. I thought it.
All right, so you don't find it
TV.
hokey. You don't. I'm glad you said that because I was wondering if you were going to kind of say like, "What are you doing? Like this is embarrassing." Because they do that. There in Oklahoma City are two places that they put the shirts on the chairs, but they change the color for section by section, so it looks cool on TV. And they all feel a way. It's almost like an obligation. It's like. Well, they put a shirt on the chair. I guess I should wear the shirt. Like the rest of us just throw it in our back pocket and we'll take it home and give it to the kid. But they put them on.
Yeah.
And they do it, and then they see how it kind of looks really cool. Everybody's wearing the shirt. And now you see the colors like it's like you're playing at Ohio State or Michigan.
I just thought it was different. We've seen everybody wear the same color, but the different colored T-shirts I thought were pretty cool.
All right.
Representing the Fiesta Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it looked cool.
And now last night was the only game you'll see where the Knicks will wear white on the road, and the Spurs will wear the road color, the black jersey. Tomorrow night will be Spurs in white, Knicks in blue.
And that's fine because that's the traditional uniform.
And I know Rich Eisen now can rest easy knowing it started the show.
Wemby Swiss cheese D. That's how you started the show. Okay.
It definitely
they
started.
Got fired.
It started to show is what I mean. Not we started the show with it. It started to show in the third quarter, late in the third quarter, but especially in the fourth. That Wembanyama for sure. Early in the game, like there were a couple of times he looked winded. They had to give him a break. But I will also add though that he was a huge part of a 9-0 run. Where the Knicks thought they were in command up 8, and then all of a sudden the Knicks were down 1 with about 2 minutes to go.
Yeah,
so he did still have something left in the tank to close the door, but he didn't realize that he's dealing with a team that just you can't kill them. And Brunson came right back and answered, and the rest is history.
Alan, when Wemby's in the paint, does he manipulate his shot? Is it different now? Does he try to put more of like a light feather on it? rather than go at him because
I really thought
Wemby just shows that.
Yeah, I really thought the Knicks hesitated a ton early in the game in the paint.
With Wemby in the
they didn't want to shoot with him around. They were very aware of his presence. And it's remarkable they ended up with 50 points in the paint. I don't know how they got to 50 when it felt like they didn't want to take paint shots in this game. But when they drew him away from the basket, they were in go mode. Like, you could see that they weren't going to settle for jumpers. They were going all the way to the rack. If they knew he wasn't in the paint, they were attacking the rim. But when he was in the paint, oh, yeah. Yeah, OG normally will dunk a couple of those that he had, and instead he pump faked and tried to look for somebody to pass to because he knew there was no way I was getting to the rim on this one.
Let's go to Steve out in California. You're on ESPN New York.
Hey, guys. Great to talk with you again. Good day. And a good, interesting game that we saw last night. I love talking with you guys because it's mostly intelligent conversation when it comes to sports.
Thank you.
As a result, my observations last night were that the Knicks walked onto that team, that floor, knowing they were the better team. That the other team may have a better player, but as a team, they know they're better. And I'm realizing that everybody about the Spurs, this is their first year, basically. Knicks have a first-year coach, but a team of veterans that has been around and who appreciate what the coach has taught them and allowed them to do now, where they can respond and play in any way and react to anything that the Spurs throw at them. They know that there's nothing that the Spurs can do that's going to surprise them. The one thing that surprised me in looking at the box score was that there were only 20 assists.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because they missed so many of their shots early. At the beginning, and this is another observation, is that they were getting open shots. Spurs played good defense, but the Knicks were passing the ball and getting open shots and missing them.
Yeah,
they
struggled
couldn't
from three.
buy a bucket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very true.
And yet later on, it started to come together for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, I told you yesterday before that I believe the Knicks are going to win the series. I'm more confident of it now than ever. The Spurs may win a game, they may win two, they may win three. I don't think they're at the point where they'll take four from the Knicks now. I just don't.
Something you said,
well prepared.
You should believe that. Now, something you said at the very beginning, the Knicks walked on the floor knowing they're the better team. I don't know if they know they're a better team. I know they believe they are. And that's a strong thing. That's one of the strongest traits a team can have. That collective belief. It's a real thing, and I'm not trying to say, I don't know, Don, if I sound like really corny here, or if that's very trite to say. They believe, but that's a real thing when you look. And I've covered a lot of teams, and there's times where you watch a team and you just know, they're good, but they don't think they're that good, and you could tell by the way they're competing that they don't think they're winning this thing. They don't collectively believe it. This is a team that, I could see it in their eyes. They just know. We believe we can do this.
Well, but why wouldn't you? Now, listen, every athlete believes in themselves, believes they can win.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You could take the 76 Tampa Bay Buccaneers and go to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers, and they'll walk on the field saying,
Sunday.
I believe that we can win today.
Right.
But that's just something you say. It's a belief. It's a confidence.
Yeah.
But when you dismantle three teams the way that you did in these playoffs, you beat the Spurs 2 out of 3 times in the regular season and also beat them, one of those games in the Cup. All right, regular season may not mean as much, but hey, you faced them, you've beat them, so there's enough evidence there that why wouldn't you believe? Added to the confidence that you have as a professional athlete. I mean, this isn't misguided. I mean, they might be an underdog. Really, the only feeling of them being an underdog is the Vegas odds, which isn't nothing.
Oh, by the way,
it's a standard, but really,
that's turned. I don't know if you've seen the latest. Knicks are now favored to win the series in Vegas.
All right. Well, why not? They took game one. 70% of teams that take game one win the series. They've taken back home court advantage, which they always look at as a gold standard in the NBA, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, how much do you have to see to start believing? Honestly. So I know they're the underdog. I know everybody said, well, they're not going to win. A lot of that stuff was said before the run. And then during the run, it was like, all right, let's see. All right, they beat Atlanta. Okay, I get that. It's first round. Philadelphia, all right, they kind of own them. Embiid's hurt. Cavaliers are the Cavaliers. But by winning as much as they have, and now you've taken game one, I mean, how much more evidence do you need? Doesn't mean they're going to win, Alan, but at what point does the underdog moniker just seem like a joke now?
Yeah. Well, all right, so the odds have changed now. I'm just on the ESPN site here.
I saw that the Spurs were still favored tomorrow.
Well, they're favored tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're 5.5 is the line. The Spurs are laying 5.5 in that game for game 2. But the favorite now for futures to win the championship, DraftKings has the Knicks now at -140, the Spurs at +120.
By the way, just so everybody knows, Peter has sent the human monies. We are good with Knicks +5.5 tomorrow locked in.
How about that?
He is making an absolute fortune. Now money
seriously.
finds money, and I don't think anybody out there is
But this is
excited
we're talking
about
about Maya's college fund is just growing by the minute.
But I think fans are excited because he bets them and they win. He's bet them now every one of these games during the run, and they want to just keep that symmetry going. I don't think they're happy he's making a small fortune. I mean, this is a guy that's in Italy right now.
Yeah.
And the last I saw, the wrestling's over, so this has turned into a full-blown vacation.
Oh, of course it is. This is no longer work, although he'll find a way to finagle some expenses.
You know, people have lost jobs over things like that. You shouldn't even joke.
He won't.
Hey, if you get away with it, you can get away with it.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of getting away with stuff, how about Damien Woody? Steals money from ESPN. No,
Does he?
We love D. Wood.
He's all in on this series, though.
He was on social media last night, and a fan reached out and said, hey, you should go on Hahn and Rosenberg. And he's like, okay. And he's going to be on coming up next at 5:30. Always fun to be able to talk to D. Wood. I want to remind everybody, though, ESPN New York's Beach Bash is back Thursday, July 2nd at Bar A in Lake Como, New Jersey. Head down to the Jersey Shore, join the Michael K. Show and us live starting at 1 p.m. with an appearance by DiPietro Rothenberg, Bart Carlin, and more. We'll have plenty of giveaways for fans in attendance, a soccer watch party, and a chance to test your skills by trying to kick a soccer ball past Rick DiPietro. Plus music from Surfin' for Daisies, who will be playing an hour before the show and then after the show. It's all brought to you by Spike Dade, Boost Mobile, Miller Lite, Fanatics Fest NYC, and the New Jersey Lottery. Must be 21 years of age or older to enter. D. Wood, Damien Woody, coming up next on Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Brunson's open, right corner, three-pointer. It's good! Jalen Brunson puts the Knicks in front with a clutch three-pointer. 1:50 to go. They're up by 2.
The Spurs.
They've won a 12th consecutive playoff game and have stolen Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
The Knicks are 3 wins away. NBA Finals Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This June, don't miss our midweek Money Rush drawing and your chance to win your share of $50,000. Be here on Wednesday, June 10th and 24th from 3 till 6 p.m. when one lucky winner will be drawn every hour to win $5,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one winner will take home $5,000 cash plus any unclaimed cash from the previous drawings. Come to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Replacing your home's AC system isn't exactly pocket change. Let's be real. Most people don't have thousands of dollars just lying around. And that's why Sloman's makes staying cool affordable. Right now, Sloman's central air conditioning makes it easier than ever to upgrade without blowing your budget. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% financing for up to 18 months. Plus, every new system comes with a 5-year all-inclusive service plan, including annual system maintenance, filter replacements, and refrigerant. So there are no surprise costs down the road. Whether your system is outdated, your electric bills are through the roof, or your AC finally called it quits. Sloman's has a solution that works and a payment plan that actually makes sense. Call 516-932-7000. That's 516-932-7000. Or visit ac.slomans.com to schedule your free estimate today. Sloman's Central Air Conditioning. Because comfort shouldn't come with a price you can't afford. 18-month promo period. No payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Not an easy ride trying to make your way over to the outbound. George, best of it right now. Henry Hudson and West Side Highway. Deegan northbound just jammed heading over to the Cross Bronx. Lots of extra company from the Yanks game this afternoon. Delays go back across the Triborough and up onto the Bruckner. Cross Bronx westbound. They picked up that crash involving a couple of box trucks by the Sheridan. Damage is done. You're at a standstill there from the Bruckner on through. Inbound, George, stick with the lower deck. Upper deck about 15 to 20 from 80-95. Better from the 4 and 46 approaches. Outbound, Lincoln Orania 20 to 30. Outbound, Holland 45 plus. Jammed at the Outer Bridge crossing, trying to make your way into Staten Island. Just picked up a broken down car on the span. You're still stopped from the Jersey side. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock, and then Ty Butler takes over until 9. Alan Hahn's going to be on MSG later at 8 o'clock for a special 30-minute show. They're going to be on the air between games. They're going to be on an hour before tip-off tomorrow, in-game, after. So we've got the whole Knick thing covered on television, on radio, and somebody who's also watching it from afar and tweeting about it is our friend Damien Woody. And somebody reached out to him and said, why don't you go on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg? And you said, sure. And here you are. Welcome to the show.
Oh, what's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Doing very well. Nice and warm. Finally, it feels like June. But basketball is still in the air, man. But so I don't know how big a basketball fan you are. I know you're an Islander fan. I know you're a sports fan. But is this something new with the Knicks, or is this something you've been following for a while?
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
his family are Knicks fans.
Yeah, well, listen, basketball is like my first love.
Habit in a way.
Yeah.
Where they could be really happy, jovial guys 4 out of the 5 days out of the week, and then when they start pitching,
you're a great wide receiver. I don't care how great you are.
Yeah.
You could be.
There's some diva in them, is what you're saying.
Randy Moss. You could be Jerry Rice.
Sure.
If you're not getting the ball, or if the ball's not coming to you properly because your quarterback stinks,
right,
then you can't be great anymore. You're not getting your stats. You're not getting your numbers. So I get that. And there's probably no other sport. I guess if your point guard's not getting the star forward the ball, well, then the star forward will just take the ball himself and just bring it up, right? I mean, there's ways around it. I can't catch the ball unless you throw it to me. So you got to get along with your quarterback, at least on the field.
I got to give credit.
It's amazing.
To the people that have stuck around. I believe we're back on YouTube, everybody.
That's nice. There I am.
Look at you, Don. There you are.
Oh, man.
Let's see if we can get everybody.
Thinking of shaving the beard.
You thinking of shaving the beard?
Because I think I might look younger.
We did that. The kids got scared.
They did.
The last time this happened, Alan, the kids were scared.
I heard Jalen cried, right?
She cried. She had no idea who.
And I've batted it around at home, and they're begging me.
Well,
no.
Here's what you got to do. You
How does
got to
Nancy feel about it?
She,
What?
Doesn't
care.
She doesn't care.
As long as
men's and men's, she'll say.
Just every 2 weeks the check comes and it's good. And if
Don,
anything were to happen to me, it would stop coming.
Don, here's what you do. What you do. I say you take it down a little at a time. Therefore, it's not drastic, right?
Right.
Just trim a little till now it's like just a stubble, and then leave the stubble. I wouldn't go like just soft face.
What about if I
leave a little stubble?
I shave it down to the linoleum.
No, don't do that.
And then just for men.
Don't ask me why.
Oh my God!
Don't ask me why that picture came up the other day
What
of
picture?
you looking like Franklin the Turtle when you had to shave the beard.
I don't. When did
I
that
look like Franklin. Hey, it's Franklin. Come into your house. Why? I look like Franklin? That's insulting.
People said a lot of insulting things about when you shaved.
What picture?
It was that pic of you when.
Where?
It was. I'm not gonna shave or do anything to my hair, Don, during the pandemic. And did you lose a bet? Why did you shave everything? Did you just say
the Super Bowl bet?
Yeah, so you shaved. The kids cried, and the picture of that, there was a side-by-side of those two pictures. I don't know why it was on my timeline.
Franklin?
That's what people said when it happened.
No, I think you said it, and
no,
you're trying to blame it on the people.
I saw people say it. I don't know why that showed up on my timeline.
Well, you know what? Next vacation, summertime's coming. I'm going to come back from a vacation.
You going to do it?
Jet black, like Greg Buttle hair.
Oh, wow.
No beard.
The Greg Buttle look. That would be.
Wow.
That would be something.
What do you think?
Now I got.
Apparently I look like Franklin.
That was the.
I don't think you would look like Franklin. I think it would work great, but it would be jarring.
Well, that's
it was
for a lot of people. It would be jarring because it's very extreme. You got to do it subtly, little at a time.
I could do that with it just for men. Isn't that part of it? Just a little bit, and all of a sudden, wait. Why is Don's hair black?
People have noticed that Alan's hair is a little different too.
Yeah.
Oh, what's he doing?
I don't know.
Are you doing something?
Yeah, they.
Oh, the Get Up people, right?
They take the color out every couple of weeks now.
Oh.
The gray, when the gray comes in, they take it out. That's what they want to do.
I'd lost the Super Bowl bet. I went to the staging area, which is where I get my hair cut.
Mm-hmm.
The Scopin came. They made it the whole video thing. And I didn't look at the mentions, but apparently people were talking about a late 90s cartoon.
Can I see this picture?
Frank, I can't find it. I didn't save it. It popped up on my Twitter timeline.
It did?
Yeah.
That was the Super Bowl where the Buccaneers beat the Chiefs. So what year is that?
If Jefferson's listening, because he has everything, he will send me that picture.
Okay.
We'll get it eventually. I don't know where it was.
When did the Chiefs lose to the Bucs and Brady? Was that 19? It was before the pandemic, right?
It was. It was before.
I'll look and see if I've got a picture of it.
Yeah, it was 2021.
2021.
21, so it was after.
It was after the pandemic. I'm disgusted with Anthony right now.
What did I do?
Because
I'm just sharing
not
what the
one
people
person said Franklin.
You don't.
Our audience isn't that sophisticated. They're watching Franklin. No, there's one person, Anthony Pusick.
I never said anything.
He's blaming the masses.
I never said anything. I never said anything. I didn't.
Oh, that's great.
I would never lie to you.
Such a good liar.
No, I'm not a good liar. I'm a terrible
Own
liar.
it. It's a nice dig. It hurts me. It stung me.
Oh, my goodness.
It worked. It was effective. Lean into it.
We're going to have to talk to Elmo, by the way, Alan.
Elmo?
Yeah.
Oh, did you? He got some serious backlash yesterday before the game.
Elmo was like, Elmo hopes both teams have fun.
Oh, was getting roasted.
Why would you beat up on Elmo?
Oh, they were killing him.
Listen, if they could beat up on Don, they could beat up on Elmo.
Because it's like.
What do you mean he's not real?
You're from New York. What are you doing?
Understand.
Is he from New York? He's from Sesame Street.
Well, what do you think Sesame Street is?
I don't know.
It's in New York.
I've never seen any Sesame Street.
What are you talking about?
I never saw a 7-foot bird walking around.
Hey,
don't say hey. It's a fictional.
You know
place,
it? How dare you?
You're telling me Sesame Street is in New York?
It exists. Yes. Yes.
I always thought it was like in Gotham. I thought it was like a Batman thing.
No, Sesame Street is based in New York.
I did not know that. I know it was like a city adjacent, but
well, we didn't get a chance to do it today. We were very busy. We had a lot going on.
Look at him moving on.
But it is Thursday, so we should do a That Guy Thursday. I'd like to nominate that guy myself because clearly I'm incapable of getting the YouTube on in like 45 in a timely manner. I could not
your
get it
fault. You
back.
didn't break it.
So shout out to everybody at Good Karma that helped me out here and was able to get this back on while I played my little reindeer games here. And did ENN. So that's going to do it.
You're not that guy. It's
That's
not your
gonna do
fault.
it.
By the way, Sesame Street is located West 63rd and Broadway.
What? No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
We lived there basically forever.
Look it up.
Oh, did you see, Don? Did you see the email that Greg put out of what 147 Columbus looks like now?
No.
It's bulldozed completely. It is
The
nothing. The
building
is gone.
Razed, as
It
they
is
say.
done.
Did they?
If you go over there now, it is just rubble.
Really?
Yep. 77, which was also a Disney building, 77 West 66, that is up, but all the windows were blown out from the getting rid of the other building.
That may be tough to walk by and see that.
I saw that the pictures are that I could show you.
Spent a lot of time there.
That picture I've got, but that's ENN done.
That's it?
That's it. Listen, I didn't do a lot, but I tried.
Oh, you did very well today.
No.
Very well.
That was you offended me. You did a lot of great things. That was ENN, brought to you by Fanatics Fest NYC. Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th through the 19th. See Aaron Judge, LeBron James, Jalen Brunson, John Cena, and hundreds more. At the world's largest sports fan festival. Tickets available at fanaticsfest.com. So, will you see Aaron Judge in a sling? Will you see Brunson with a ring?
Look at that, Don.
Oh,
I made that rhyme.
Wait a minute. Dr. Seuss all of a sudden.
It's gone.
He just showed me the picture of the building completely gone.
It's gone.
Wait.
Oh, my God.
I'll send it to you, Alan.
Send it to me.
I'll send it to you.
I'm narrowing down the picture of me without a beard.
I left my headphones
Last
there.
call crew, 1-800-919-3776. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7. Then it's Ty Butler on ESPN New York.
Brunson's open, right corner, three-pointer, it's good! Jalen Brunson puts the Knicks in front with a clutch three-pointer. 1:50 to go, they're up by 2.
The Spurs.
They've won a 12th consecutive playoff game and have stolen Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
The Knicks are 3 wins away. NBA Finals Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
If you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, think again. Sloman's is here to change the game with their preseason super sale. They're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2026 refrigerant-compliant R45 4B systems expertly installed by their certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right. Get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Plus, they're including a comprehensive service plan for 5 years, including annual system checks, filter replacement, and refrigerant to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Call Sloman's today at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. That's 516-932-7000 or visit ac.slomans.com. 18-month promo period, no payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Hey Yankees fans, join us at Yankee Stadium on Thursday, June 18th as the Yankees take on the White Sox. And come early for a special giveaway. It's Yankee Soccer Jersey Night. The first 18,000 guests will receive a Yankee soccer jersey presented by Bank of America. Don't miss Yankees and White Sox on Thursday, June 18th, Yankee Soccer Jersey Night. Get your tickets now at yankees.com/tickets.
I'd finally have time to reread my favorite fantasy book.
Dig deeper. We're imagining winning the New York lottery here.
Okay, I'd build my own reading nook right where the sun hits.
You're getting warmer.
The French sun. I'll buy a villa in Marseille. Wait, what's the French word for sun?
I don't know, Kathy. You're the reader.
Okay, I'll hire a tutor to learn the French word for sun, then the words to negotiate real estate, then I'll buy my own French library.
And to think you just wanted to reread a book. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Yeah, you think you got a friend.
This was such a sweet cartoon, like when you have toddlers.
Oh, yeah.
It was so sweet because it was just so gentle and, like, there was nothing, like, you could take a nap to this one. It was nice.
Now, I sent you the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Do I look like
out.
Franklin?
Let me see. I stepped out.
Well, we can get a real-time reaction, Jacob, to this. This should be good.
Okay, let's see.
Here we go. Did he pass out?
You don't
look like Franklin.
No.
I don't know. It was just hurtful by Anthony. It really was.
That's ridiculous, first of all. And the fact that it is actually a funny edit. But no, that's insane.
Have you met non-hurtful people on the internet?
Yeah, that's
no, that is true. But I mean, are you a little jowly? A little bit. But
it's more the shock of never seeing him without a beard ever up until that point.
And
not
also,
used to
in
it.
fairness,
Yeah.
I think I've tightened it up because that was pre-kickboxing.
Well, I was going to say I do believe you probably have a little stronger of a jawline at this point.
You know what I look like?
And
honestly,
I think you look good.
Who I look like is my brother. I look like David.
Well, that would make sense.
And he's got the Kavorka, so I got that going for me.
The what?
The Kavorka. You know, from Seinfeld? Kramer had it, remember?
I don't know why that one slipped my mind.
Really? You don't?
Yeah, I don't know
Jacob,
why.
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I missed that one.
All right, listen. 1-800-919-3776. Now, we're going to be...
That's chemistry right there. That was serious chemistry.
We are going to be at Stout, which is becoming... Listen,
it's our spot.
Everybody's going to say that you're a good luck charm during this run. Every time we've gone to Stout, they've won, right?
Yep.
So we're going to be there tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So usually, Fridays, we don't have remotes. We're going to have a remote this Friday and next Friday, too. Plot Deutsch is where we're going to be for the Knicks and also for World Cup getting underway. So we're going to be out and about over the next couple of Fridays.
Sure will.
But definitely try to swing by tomorrow, 35th, between 7th and 8th. And we packed the place yesterday. I expect there to be even more people considering it's a Friday.
Friday
and
in New York
considering the Knicks
City.
are up 1-0.
Yeah.
So let's do this. But last call crew at 1-800-919-3776. You got the Knicks. You've got the Yankees with Aaron Judge. It doesn't sound great. Didn't play any of the games in the Guardian series. The Yankees did win today 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
So they did get at least salvage one game in the 3-game set. So they're 1-2 without Judge. And listen, they've got guys that can hit, right? Rice is having a phenomenal year, but you just can't. You can't lose Judge. You just can't. And it's something they haven't had to worry about in such a long time.
I think they're gonna.
Yeah. Well, at least for a period of time.
Yeah.
But
I don't
thoracic
like
outlet syndrome is not what you want to hear. And seeing a specialist, you've already missed 3 games, and
it's normally a pitcher's, right? It wasn't this.
Was that
Harvey?
the Cone? Did Cone go through it too? Was that
I
what
think
Cone
he
had?
did.
Yeah, Harvey had it.
Yeah, Harvey had it. Wheeler had it. Like it's really like a pitcher one.
Right, but listen,
don't normally see
again, I don't know what's related. I'm not a doctor, but he had problems with the arm last year, and now what this does, Alan, even in the best case scenario, is that he's going to be a DH sooner than later. He's just going to be, and that stinks for a couple of reasons. Number one, you still have Stanton there. You lose the DH position if Judge is going to play every day at DH. He's a heck of a fielder and a tremendous arm. That helps you win games. And if he's not in right field, gunning people out at second base, third base, and home, that hurts you. But it doesn't feel like over the last couple of years with the issues with the throwing arm, like you said, it's usually pitchers because he's got a gun of an arm that he's going to be a DH sooner than later.
Yeah, just seeing this because TOS would probably mean the end of the season, right? Because it's months of rehab. But they need the swelling, I guess, to come down, which is why the testing has become complicated. But I had to laugh because the specialist they're talking about here, Gregory Pearl, he's in Dallas. And what Boone said was, the guy's several states away. We just have to be patient.
Right.
He's got to get on the wagon train to get here, apparently.
But
he's several states away.
But this is a diagnosis.
They want to rule out. It's just to be clear, because the more I'm reading this story, again, just not a laughing matter. They want to rule out TOS before they do anything else.
Right.
They want to make sure they can rule it out. So what do? You get a specialist in the area who can come in and can look at all the testing and maybe even want to just see him himself and talk to him himself. So I think that's what they're trying to do here is rule out the worst case scenario and then go from there. So that's what they're hoping they come from this.
I think the non-specialist looks at it and goes, this might be.
It could be.
This could be TOS. We got to check. We got to bring in a specialist to check it out.
But there's a lot of swelling, so it's hard to tell. All right, well, let's get somebody here who knows what they're looking at.
Right. And then you diagnose that. What are we going to do? How long is he going to be out? Blah, blah, blah. And then they make the announcement. So the Yankees are still home. They've got a series coming up this weekend with the Red Sox. More interesting, even though the Red Sox-Yankees isn't exactly needle moving the way it used to be, but you're going to have a weekend of Knicks in the finals, Yankees-Red Sox. There's going to be a lot going on for sure.
Yeah.
1-800-919-3776. Steve is in Middle Village. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Steve?
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking the call.
Always.
I was thinking of you guys watching the game yesterday, and again, I'm the 70s guy. Mm-hmm. Just a couple of observations. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Cat versus Wemby was like the Busher versus Chamberlain in, I think, the 6th or 7th game in the 70 finals. Brunson, when that happened, my heart fell like everybody else.
Yep.
It was like he was Reed originally, and then he came back and he played like Frazier in the 7th game. And again, my feeling is that Wemby, he's going to be great. There's no question about it. But he's a thin Chamberlain. Again, I haven't been a Knicks fan in a long time, but this team, the way it plays, makes me feel good that basketball is a great team game.
Yeah.
And just want to hear your comments, and thanks for all you do.
Yeah, it's what we've been saying. I think what draws people to this team. And I would think, again, people that aren't traditionally either Knicks fans, like Damien Woody joined us before, or not basketball fans. That it's not your sport, and that it's okay. I mean, there's other sports, so maybe this isn't your sport. But because they've been winning, you're drawn to watch them, and as you watch them, you're like, yeah, I just like the way this team plays, because they're gritty, they play hard, they have more than just the star that leads the way. It's Brunson, who's undersized for this league, doing the things that he can do. And Josh Hart, undersized to be a rebounder. He's 6'5", 6'6". He had more rebounds than Wembanyama, who's 7'5". That doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
Jalen Brunson had more points in the paint than Wembanyama. Does that make sense? No. But it's because this team's got a little extra grit to them. And even like a guy who was thought to be a finesse player like a Karl Anthony Towns, who was a number one pick, who was a star, he's even playing with a different type of edge and more of that, he fits into a team rather than a team fits around me. They have a lot of that now with this group. Again, I feel terrible because I don't think we've talked enough about Jose Alvarado, kid from Brooklyn, Christ the King, going into a game like this, game of his life, playing for his hometown team, and he gave them quality minutes when Brunson was banged up and had to go to the locker room. And you're thinking, you could really lose right now. You could lose the game here if these minutes go the wrong way fast because you don't have your best player. And I thought Alvarado came in, and I thought he was very effective for what he does. And I wanted to make sure that he gets his credit because it's not often we see a kid from New York City play for the Knicks in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
And that's pretty damn cool. And he was a positive impact player in this game. And it was kind of fun because Champagne, as you know, is also from Brooklyn. And I think I've told it already, where Alvarado went to Christ the King, Champagne went to Laughlin, and the two of them played against each other a lot in high school. So there was a point there where Champagne hit a three, and then Alvarado hit a three, and then started yelling at Champagne. And then Champagne had Alvarado on him, drilled a three, and they both start yelling, and then all of a sudden they both just start laughing. And that's like a cool moment, right? In the middle of all this, they're trash talking, and they both in the same moment were like, we're just two kids from Brooklyn just talking trash, right? Like, never mind what the stage is. This is all weird. And they allowed each other, like they allowed that moment to just start laughing. Like, how cool is this? Look where we are.
Yeah. Pretty incredible that everything is happening, and we're going to talk more about it next, plus more of your calls at 1-800-919-3776. Don and Rosenberg take you up until 7 o'clock, and then it's Ty Butler on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Brunson's open, right corner, three-pointer, it's good! Jalen Brunson puts the Knicks in front with a clutch three-pointer. 1:50 to go, they're up by 2.
The Spurs.
They've won a 12th consecutive playoff game and have stolen game 1 of the NBA Finals.
The Knicks are 3 wins away. NBA Finals Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Okay, girls, ready to go?
Yeah! Mom, I'm hungry. Can I have a snack? Me too, Mommy.
You want a snack?
Yeah!
Got it?
Children learn from our behaviors.
Mommy, can you open this,
All right, hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, here.
Thank you.
They learn what is okay from the adults they see.
Mommy, are you on your phone?
If you're a distracted driver, chances are They will be too. What kind of driver are you raising? Funded by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com, because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
The ESPN New York Beach Bash is back. Thursday, July 2nd at Bar A in Lake Como, New Jersey. Head down to the Jersey Shore and join the Michael K. Show and Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live starting at 1 p.m. Plus, there'll be appearances from DiPietro and Rothenberg, as well as Bart and Carlin. We'll have plenty of giveaways for fans in attendance, a soccer watch party, and the chance to test your skills by trying to kick a soccer goal past Rick DiPietro. Save DiPietro! Plus, music from Surfing for Daisy. It's all brought to you by Spike Dave, Boost Mobile, Miller Lite, Fanatics Fest NYC, and New Jersey Lottery. You must be at least 21 years of age to enter.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till the top of the hour. Then Ty Butler is going to take you up until 9. 1-800-919-3776. Knicks fans, finals tickets are up for grabs. Head to Caesars Sportsbook at Monmouth Park this Friday, June 5th. That's tomorrow, for an exclusive Knicks finals watch party. Catch the game on wall-to-wall screens. Hang with Chris Carlin and Dan Grassa, plus Knicks legends, and score an official Knicks playoff T-shirt. The first 100 fans will also receive a free smash burger and fries. Stay until halftime because you want to win a pair of tickets to 100 level for Game 3 at MSG. How about that? This event is open to Caesars Sportsbook customers only, so sign up now and bring your app for entry. Doors open at 7 p.m. Get there early because space is limited. To learn more, visit Caesars.com/KnicksFinals. Remember, you must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER in New York and 877-8-HOPE-NY, or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Back to the busy phones, 1-800-919-3776. Steve's in the car. You're on ESPN New York.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good, you?
What's up, Steve?
Doing good. There was one play last night where I want to talk about Mitchell Robinson, where the second quarter, when Wemby did that travel, it was a clinic on defense where he just kept his hands up, Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Steve, we lost Steve.
What happened?
Steve, call back. I'm concerned.
Yeah. Did he fall?
The call is coming from the house.
From inside the house.
Robert in New York. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Robert?
I hope Steve is okay, folks.
I'm worried.
Anyway, good. Thank you for taking my call. I want to ask Don directly, are you surprised what happened in Raleigh last night? And is this, even though it's Game 2, a must for Carolina?
I'm not surprised Vegas won. I'm surprised they came back from 2-0 down because Carolina's been an absolute wagon. But so's Vegas, and their goaltending's been amazing with Carter Hart. I'm going to say no because in hockey, Robert, you can win on the road. We've seen teams come back from 0-2 down, losing their first 2 games at home. The Canes have been really incredible all year. That's only their second loss. So I could see them still coming back. It's not ideal, Alan, to lose your first 2 games at home, but I've seen it too many times before. Go back,
Hockey's
steal
different.
a game in Vegas, and all of a sudden all bets are off.
Yeah, hockey's different in that way, right? Like hockey's a like we've seen the 3-0 comeback, so we like that's different. 2-0 is not a death knell like it feels like it in the NBA or not even in baseball, I guess. But it's the way they gave that lead away and how easily Vegas scored. Right? Like, it's just that's what it was more to me, that their defensemen are under siege.
Yeah, it's a team that really comes at you. These are 2 really good coaches in Tortorella and Brindamore. But there is the thing, like, Carolina's been good for a while. They finally get to the Stanley Cup final for the first time in 20 years. But they're probably going to start to feel it if they were to lose. But you get out of Dodge, you go to Vegas, and sometimes being on the road is good.
Never know.
It's not ideal. I had picked Carolina to win this in 6. I still think that's very much on the table. But if all I care about, Alan, is we get what we saw in Game 1, which was a fantastic, entertaining game. And I love another one because there's nothing else tonight, in New York. So maybe some people will watch just because, no Mets. Yankees already played this afternoon. No NBA, and just to put on a show.
It's going to be fun. So how about this? Teams that take a 2-0 series lead in the Stanley Cup final have gone on to win, I'm going to let you guess, how many % of the time?
I think 76?
Higher, Bob.
80 now?
Higher, Bob.
Well, I thought it was 76 when I watched the other day.
91.
Wow, that's – but I saw a stat. I think
50 and 5.
I think it's – really?
76 is when you win Game 1. When you go up 2-0.
Oh, 2-0. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now,
winning Game 1 is 76. If you get a 2-0 lead in the Stanley Cup final, 50 out of 55 times.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What?
That is pretty amazing.
I did not. So now I changed my mind.
Oh, wow.
Yes, must win.
Yeah, it feels like that when you're talking about you don't want to be on the 9%. You want to be on the 91%.
The last team to come back from it, I believe, was the 2011 Bruins. Over the
Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, I wrote a book on that.
And they lost.
Did you know that? I
No.
wrote a book on the Bruins Stanley Cup in 2011. I did. Yeah, that ended a long drought.
Yeah, they hadn't won since '72.
Yeah, look it up.
That's awesome, man. Good job.
I loved writing about hockey.
I read your Islander book back in the day. I got to pick up the Bruin book.
Which Islander book did you read? Fish Sticks?
From the
Fish Sticks one.
Well, there was I get the one you did with Peter Body.
Yeah, that's Fish Sticks.
Okay,
yeah, that's the one that turned into the 30 for 30.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that one's the fun because it's crazy stories. I also yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
I asked.
But the one on the 1980 Stanley Cup and how that team almost never didn't come to be. I wrote that book as well, which I love that because that's the true history of the Islanders. And then, like, somebody came to me and was like, the Bruins, they're on this run. They haven't won a cup since '72. And I'm like, you know what? I'll do it.
Now, I saw a stat on Twitter earlier that over the last 10 years, you're 5-5 when taking the first game. So it's been pretty even.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not counting Carolina dead, but you said 2-0. That's a different animal for sure. So we'll see. But I just want to see an entertaining game tonight. Let's get back to the busy phones, and let's talk to Phil, who's in Queens. You're on ESPN New York.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I think I called on Monday, and I told you guys that Alvarado was going to not play a lot of minutes, but he's going to play effective minutes, and he's going to be one of those guys. I think it's the whole team. Like, they know their roles. They know what they have to do, and it's just beautiful basketball right now. And
agree.
I told you, Alvarado's going to be one of those guys that, like I said, it's not going to be a lot, but he's definitely going to play hard. And then one more thing I wanted to say, because we were talking that day about borough rivalries.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to stick up for New Yorker the way a New Yorker does, but we do have that friendly rivalry, whether we're from Queens, Brooklyn. Like, I was born in Brooklyn, but I always rep Queens because that's where I was raised. So it's the same thing with Champaign. He was born in Staten Island, but he was raised in Brooklyn, so he was going to rep Brooklyn. So
yeah, and he made
Knicks
that
in 5,
clear.
let's go.
You got it. Yeah, he made sure to make that clear. But that's still a cool moment.
Yeah, where you're raised is more important than
you made a good point about
years,
right about what hospital you're born in. All right, so you claim yourself from that town. Like, no, I'm not from there. So yeah, I totally get it.
Max is in the car. You're on ESPN New York.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm just wondering Alan, what you think about the Spurs disrespecting the Knicks to start off the game with that clown music during the introduction. If they're going to be dumb enough to do something like that again,
they always do that. That's their thing in that arena. That's not that wasn't exclusive to the finals.
Okay,
that's a silly thing that they do. It's a way to it's like the opposite of hype, right? What's a song we can play that make you just go, what the hell? Like, to just get you out of your rhythm. So they play the clown music stuff.
All right, let's close it out with Pete in Brooklyn. You're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Hey, guys. This is awesome. I have been around for a long time. I was there for the 73 championship.
Oh, God bless.
10 years old.
Wow.
Oh, man. So the only one that's missing from my family right now, and we were the Brady Bunch, is my dad. So,
wow.
But he made it to 101. So
wow.
Still looking down on him and doing well.
Good.
But I have to say, this team so much resembles that Knickerbocker team of that championship. I get a sense that, Knicks have an opportunity here right now to really establish a pedigree going forward. I mean,
and an identity.
That starting five and anyone coming off the bench, I have to say, I don't see what San Antonio is going to do differently because it's going to become a chess match right now, I think, between the coaches. But as soon as Wemby puts that ball on the floor, I got to have, any small guard automatically run over to disrupt that.
They're going to get that dribble every time. Yep.
To get that dribble. That's right.
It feels like the only thing to do, and we got to let you go, Pete, because we're up against it. They got to shoot better. If they shoot better,
well, of course.
And the Knicks didn't shoot well either.
Don, they're 4 guards with 3 for 19 from 3. That's bad. Yeah.
And Wemby wasn't great. He had the double-double and everything, but it just wasn't great. But you know what? We're going to be talking about it tomorrow, live from Stout. Swing by at 3 o'clock. But up next, Ty Butler. He's all over the series as well. He'll take you up until 9 o'clock. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
What does he specialize in?
Oh, jeez.